Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, one and all, and welcome to round 5 of Virtual Motorsports Online's TCUK Championship. The summer holidays are over for the TCUK field, and we've all descended on this wonderful race circuit in North Yorkshire, Croft. 2.1 miles in length. It is a technical masterclass, which our drivers will have to contend with over a bumpy and undulating circuit. And with a few new names coming into the mix, and a little bit of a shuffle around in the off-season. And as we reach our halfway point of this, our 2025 season, everything is still to play for. My name is Matthew Churgwin. Joining me in commentary this evening is Mr. Philip Morby. Say hello, sir.
Hello, we're back. Isn't that great?
We are.
had, like I said, the summer off. We missed around commentating, but it still looked like a great race. And now we're back to call the shots on this one.
Absolutely. And while it might have been a summer break for everyone is back well and truly at it. Currently going through qualifying, but let's just run through the events this evening and our remainder of our calendar. So we are here today, obviously in Croft, for 3 races, rounds 13, 14 and 15. In just 2 weeks, we will be then going to the wonderful Snetterton circuit and the 300 configuration for 3 races. We'll then have our visit over the border into Scotland and Knockhill and its fantastic little loop of doom of its chicane where normally we get some airtime. We return to Donington. We then go to the home of motorsport in the UK, Silverstone, and round out our championship at the Brands Hatch GP layout. A long way to go though before we get to Brands Hatch to see if we have our champion and elect. We've got a lot of very good and close drivers, and while we are in qualifying at the moment, I believe the field was just separated by 1 second a moment or so ago.
Yeah, it's a close one. The top, top 20 within 9/10. I mean, the top 3 are within a tenth of a second each. Our top 4, in fact, and 5th, 6th, and 7th are actually only split by 0.02 of a second. So we've got some close qualifying ready for hopefully some close racing this evening.
Absolutely. So we've had a few movers and shakers in the off season, a few new drivers joining us, a few leaving us. Sorry to see you go, and a few drivers changing their team and allegiance as well.
Yeah, we've got obviously Jardy Motorsport has become 2 cars, with Matthew Williams joining. They've entered as 2 fresh Hyundai, as we keep getting. No, dawn of new Hyundai. See, that advert's rubbing off me slowly. We've got an independent in Sam Doman, and then Louis Niels has become an independent, and then we had a couple of people dropping out, but we've still got a decent grid tonight of about 29 cars.
Absolutely, and I think I'm right in saying that we still have every manufacturer represented, which is lovely to see, lovely variety. And this cross circuit, it doesn't particularly favour either front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive cars. Everyone should have a good chance here.
They should indeed. I mean, the top 5 is actually 5 different manufacturers at the moment. It's a Ford, from a BMW, from a Honda, from an Astra, from a Honda. So, okay, top 4. I can't count.
It's okay. We're here to talk, not count. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's I do enjoy Croft. It's a fantastic one to drive. You have to keep an eye out for those, of course, tyre barriers on the inside of the chicanes, which, as we both, Phil and I, have prior experience of, can cause a little bit of carnage and drama. But it's a lovely race circuit, Croft. Another converted airfield, lots of bumps, some great corners, some great overtaking opportunities. Good one to race on this.
Did you just say you like this track? Because I absolutely hate it. It's one of my least favourite tracks on the calendar. It's too bumpy. I mean, I always struggled with tyre wear. It's too bumpy. The brake area, the braking zones are just full of bumps to lock off a tyre. We have these tyre barriers everywhere. It looks like there's loads of runoff, but there very quickly isn't. And trying to follow another car through some of these blind fast corners is, I wouldn't say exciting.
Absolutely is. As we'll just cut into an onboard lap. We've got Callum Cripps here for Brabham in his Honda Civic, running down across the start-finish straight. Let's do a little onboard lap here, talk you through what this 2.1 mile circuit looks like. So straight, full throttle down, hard onto the brakes into Clairvaux, then very quickly before you know it into the Hawthorne complex, long, unending right-hander, which then spits you out into the chicane. Watch out for the tyre stack on the inside. Do not want to clip that. Exiting Sector 1, running down now towards the Tower Bend, and here are all of those bumps that Phil absolutely quite rightly points out are there to ruin your day. Watch that car pan and roll around, but nicely done there by Callum as he exits Tower Bend, now flat out through Jim Clark Essence. Yet more tyre stacks to keep an eye out for. Nicely through there, using a little bit of the runoff down through Barcroft and then into Sunny in and Sunny out. You messed up the first part, you absolutely pay for it in the second, and momentum also important. That was quite nicely done. As we then run into the third and final sector, a little bit wide there on the exit, he goes into the complex. A left comes into a right, which then tightens ever so slightly into, I think, one of the tightest hairpins that we have on any touring car calendar to roll out the lap. Fast, furious. That was 2.1 miles of this wonderful North Yorkshire circuit. Got to get that power on nicely as he heads for the pit lane.
Yeah, he was a little bit behind on that Sector 1, so decided to abort the lap there as we finish up on qualifying.
Lovely stuff. So I personally, I do enjoy this circuit. I will quite happily admit. And I think I've had good races in slow cars, fast cars, and as you say, Phil, there's a lot of our drivers to have to manage and deal with.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to be the first person to say it. It's going to be an interesting evening. As we got 29 cars. I mean, the grid's split by just over 2 seconds, and that top 15 is now a second. So who's found a load of time somewhere? There's a couple of drivers near the front that have pulled out. Only one driver in the 1 minute 18s.
So as we just wait for everything to settle there from our quali session, we're about to bring you our qualifying order for race 1 this evening. Scott Mitchell-Marm for Kings Racing and his Ford Focus puts it onto pole position, closely followed by Luke Mitchell, also in a Ford for the powered by Loadout Racing team.
Callum Wilson in third position with Jordan Richardson in fourth there, and then we've got Tom Stevens in fifth, Daniel Herlock in sixth. I'm going to fly through them. Callum Cripps for Brabham Motorsport in seventh, Ryan Elliott in eighth. There's Matt Richards and Chris Butcher on row 5. Jack Nichols in 11th with Aidan Carter in 12th. We then got Joseph Herlock and Fraser Hart 13th, 14th. Emil Sandberg and Ben Willis on row 8. Mitch Marie is starting just ahead of his teammate Jack London, 17th and 19th. Louis Neal in 18th. Thomas O'Leary there in 20th. As we're heading towards the back, it's Cameron Brewster in 21st, Alan Smith in 22nd, Martha Allington, she's the only now driver in Toyota we've worked out, in 23rd, Alan Axon in 24th, and then we've got some new people in Matthew Williams in 25th, Oliver Rogers in 26th, Archie Jardine 27th, and Jordan Osborne in 28th. Oh, there we go. Okay, we went a bit wrong there. I think we've had a driver that's left. Yeah, Samuel Delman has left. And will probably rejoin. Hopefully, he's having some wheel issues, so hopefully he'll be able to join us for race 1 this evening.
Yes, indeed. A very full grid. Lovely to see it. 29 runners and riders here for race 1 this evening, and a couple of interesting names there. So interesting to see O'Leary, our current championship leader, being a little bit shuffled back in the pack. Not what we'd expect to see.
Yeah, I think the weight. Some drivers, and even some cars are handling the weight better than others, and obviously, being the top of the standings with a nice, for now, 31-point lead. He may struggle for the first race, but I wouldn't bet against him making up a few paces in race 1, getting himself sorted out for races 2 and 3. Because that first little sector, anything can happen.
Absolutely. And well, if you are new to VMO, welcome. Lovely to have you along with us. Let's just recap a couple of the strategic elements that we'll see playing out over our 3 races this evening. We've mentioned 1, weight, success ballast. Wherever you finish, you get a little bit of success ballast, a little bit of extra weight to carry around in the following race. And in the first race this evening, that is dictated by championship order. We also have our HEM system, our boost system, which will allow the drivers to engage a little bit of extra engine power, decreasing amounts, again based on championship order in this first race, which will allow you a little bit of push to pass or perhaps push to defense. And then last but not least, tyres. And I think tyres is going to be a story Phil will be talking about a lot this evening. 2 different compounds of tyres to run this evening, the hard and as the option tyre and the regular medium tyre.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. We were just discussing this offline, and that those first kind of 9 or 10 laps, the mediums do have the pace, but they do fall off. And by a lap about 10, you'll notice that the hards will come back in and kind of be pushing those drivers at the end. Boost system here is also going to be fun because obviously this circuit, you've got kind of what I'd call 3 or even 4 decent places you could use. Obviously the start-finish line, that long run down to turn 1. You've then got the exit of the chicane down towards Tower Bend. And then even like through the Jim Clark S's, if you've got a vehicle that you can keep it pinned all the way down there, you've got an option. And even sunny out to the complex, there's a little cheeky overtake opportunity, let's say, if you've got the boost and aren't available to use it.
Absolutely. You can certainly make someone's life very difficult into the complex just due to the nature of the switch back in there. And it's one of the things I do enjoy about this place is that you've got some very big braking zones, great for overtaking, but you've got some normally pretty fast straights or fast sequences following them. So as you say, what may become an attack may have to be hasty defense, and with some push to pass or push to defend, I think we'll have to see who can best use the tools they've got available to them this evening.
Yeah, I actually haven't researched what games that you can actually race this in. Obviously, R-Factor 2, as we can clearly see. But can you think of any other games that you can actually race Croft in?
I'm sure in distant past you'll have your likes of your TCUK race driver grids and so on.
Okay, yeah.
I believe this is also due to come to the likes of iRacing, although I don't know what's happened to that, which would be a shame if that doesn't happen, because it's great to see more British circuits being raced in the virtual form. You're right. It's perhaps not one of the more common circuits out there. There's also a rallycross track here, which I don't think I've ever seen depicted virtually. And well, as you've been talking about reverse circuits a lot this year, Phil, I'm guessing that means you've probably not seen too many reverse variations of this lovely layout either.
No, but can you imagine turn 1 if they tried? A long rundown into a very tight hairpin and complex situation in lap 1, followed by sunny in, sunny out, sunny out, sunny in. Well, that'll be confusing in itself. Jim Clark S's, I reckon you'd have to lift a little bit for that left-hander, and then Tower Bend, the run down to that chicane. I mean, would be less likely people hitting that tyre barrier at the chicane, or more likely? I suppose you may get accidentally shuffled onto it, and then it'll be kind of waiting to put the power down out of Clervaux. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Probably
Clervaux.
Not. Thank you.
Clervaux.
But the pit entry would be safe. Pit
Pit entry, yes.
In fact, pit exit would be okay as well, ish. You kind of would be on top of the hairpin. But
I was just thinking to myself that hairpin being the first corner. Dare I say it? North Yorkshire's answer to Macau, permanent yellow flag corner. I don't know.
What's the Germany track? South site.
Sassenberg Ring. The infamous. If you know, fantastic bit of commentary about one of its turn 1 variations. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've not really thought about. This will be a fun one to try. We'll add it to the list one day.
Yes, indeed. Again, we've had this running theme of, thanks to the virtual world, we can drive around and pretend, if you will, that we're partaking in motorsport that we all love and follow. But hey, we get to do some interesting things as well in the virtual world that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise as well.
I'll have to take take some interesting cars. Interesting. How many times are we going to say that this evening? Some different cars on this circuit. I can't imagine a Formula 1 car would be too fun around here.
Well, you want to know? Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia for you. The fastest lap ever done around Croft, at least officially, that I could find reference of, was a Formula 3 car, 1 minute 13. Can you guess who was driving that particular car?
Oh, so that's going to be a current Formula 1. Hamilton.
Not Hamilton. And you say current, well, we'll be returning, but Sergio Perez.
Okay.
So saves the internet on his way up the ladder. So there you go.
A 1 minute 13 in a Formula 3.
Yes, indeed.
That sounds, I don't want to say wrong, but these touring cars are doing 1 minute 12s. Are you trying to tell me that a touring car is as fast as what are we missing there, Chuggy? We're missing something there.
We are checking. Our drivers are good, but yes, are these touring cars going to be as quick as a Formula 3 car? Good question. We'll have to have a look at that one a bit later.
As ever, we're just having some slight shenanigans with setting the grid. So we'll be watching this stopped BMW on the start-finish line for a little bit longer.
So it looks like we've had a few. Looks like we've had a few cars parking interestingly as well in some of the pit garages as well. I'm just seeing as we're just waiting for
sorting it all out.
things to settle down.
Yeah, the bits and bobs that you don't have to worry about in the real world as they go to grid. Make sure that basically the positions are all sorted. Make sure that if anyone left, make sure they came back okay. All the fun things that our admin, Mr. McCready, is currently probably drinking alcohol and panicking over.
Oh dear. Yes. Well, as things do go in the real world, same goes for the virtual world. Not everything quite goes to plan, but we'll get there in the end. Just having a look. No, 1 minute 13. 1 minute 13. Assuming the internet is correct. And it's interesting. At that particular race meeting, you had the likes of Max Chilton, Brendan Hartley, Jamie Alguersuari, Oliver Turvey. Who else have we got here? Marcus Ericsson. All sorts of interesting names happened to be at that particular race meeting. But from 2008, Formula 3 2008. There you go. So a long time ago now. But all sorts of interesting names have passed their way through here.
Yeah, I hadn't realised that Formula 3 and stuff used to come here.
GT1 back in the day. Now that would be good fun. McLaren F1 GTR around here.
Oh, the hairpin
that would get your attention.
There's very few cars in the hairpin would be fun. Maybe a Mini, the old Minis at best. Do they come here as part of the BTCC package? I don't think they do.
I don't know if they do, but I think I agree. Smaller cars like the Ginettas, I mean, Ginettas are a great laugh to drive anyway in the virtual world, and I'm sure the real world. But yes, I think smaller cars around here would be excellent, just a bit of slipstreaming. And of course, you could get several of them side by side, which, again, be a bit interesting into a couple of these corners.
Can you imagine? So hopefully we don't have any of those kind of sorts of issues tonight at the hairpin.
Indeed. We will hope so. Lovely to have you all with us in the chat. Hello to Kieran Williams, wishing good luck to Matthew and the Jardine team. It's lovely to have you with us. Looks like we will be moving to our next section very, very shortly. So thank you for bearing with us as we've just got a few of these gremlins sorted out.
Yes, I'm sorting out a few gremlins of my own right now, actually.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's good timing, isn't it? Oh yes, the wonderful world of video game streaming at the moment. Let's just whack that over there. So, it's all fun, isn't it? Count it as engine issues and whatnot.
Well, I mean, the real world, you get all sorts of mechanical issues and various other things. We just get a little bit of a different type of mechanical issue.
Yeah, I didn't have this on my bingo card.
No, indeed. And thank you, Kieran. Apparently the minis do Croft with the British Touring Car Championship. So there we go. So I think, honestly...
So is that the new minis or the old minis?
Ooh, good question. I imagine it's probably more of the new minis, but to be honest, I think you could put most things around Croft and it'll be a good laugh. Maybe not a truck. That might be a bit much, but no, huge variety of cars. I imagine will be a real hoot round here. So as we just wait for our session to move across, who do you think, Phil, we should be keeping an eye out as we get ready for race one?
I mean, you can't bet against O'Leary. I know he's not had the best qualifying session, but I really do hope he can start putting it all together as part of... our Factor 2 Squash, brilliant. I do hope he can put it all together as part of the race one and bring himself ready up for kind of races 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bet against him either. It's going to be hard work from being back in the grid, but we are now up and running. So here comes Scott Mitchell-Marm for King's Racing. Lovely pole position for him. He will be starting in pole, followed by Luke Mitchell, I believe that is in the loadout Ford Focus. Callum Wilson in third place for Richard & Co Racing. Teams Championship, they're taking a strong stance there. He'll be followed by Richardson in the Honda Civic. Got Tom Stevens starting in 5th with Daniel Hurlock, I think that is, in 6th. Callum Cripps will be starting 7th with Ryan Elliott, and Matt Richards rounding out the top 8 and 9 positions. Chris Butcher running out top 10. We'll just wait to see if we can get There we go. A few more pictures there. So we've got Aidan Carter starting 11th with the other Herlock. Apologies, starting in 12th place. And I'll just have to wait for the timing tower to come around just so we can keep going through our starting order. There we go. We've got Hart starting in 13th with Solberg in 14th, Ben Willis in 15th with Jack Nichols in rounding out top 16. Mitch Marie will be starting in 17th with Louis Neal in 18th, Jack London in 19th, and O'Leary starting 20th. Callum Brewster will be 21st. We'll have Smith starting in 22nd with Rogers in 23rd. So getting very quickly towards the end of the lap here. We've got tyres. Yeah, we're not messing about indeed. Yes, we should actually absolutely mention the tyre situation. As mentioned, option and prime tyres available. We've got 16 drivers using that hard tyre of R29. Of course, meaning that 13 are not using that option tyre, which is hard. So we're definitely going to see some movers and shakers. And if I may, making hay while the sun shines, using that softer rubber at the start of the race. Mitchell Marm being our first medium shod runner, starting in pole position. So as we have everyone just rounding the final hairpin, you'll see a couple cars parked. There we go. I think just coming into grid position now. So many cars, they're queuing around the back there. We'll now just wait for everyone to get into position.
Yep, let's watch those lights and see what happens then. It's going to be a great one to watch, hopefully.
Lights go red. And we are racing for round 13 of VMO 2025 here at Croft. Scott Mitchell-Marm's got a wonderful start, unchallenged, down into turn 1, and we've got, I think that's Wilson and Richardson fighting out for second place. Richardson hangs tough round the outside as everyone, by the looks of it, making it their way through, being nice and careful. Here's the first pinch point. Will everyone get through the chicane? No! We've got one car well off onto the rallycross circuit and a few others in close pursuit.
Yeah, that is Chris Butcher off there as we go into the next corner. And Jordan Richardson has also made himself a bit of a gap as Herlock and Wilson are fighting over for the same piece of tarmac at the moment. And kind of a few of them going 2 by 2, and there's a few flashing there from Wilson as he drops down to 4th. And I thought he'd be making some places up in that beamer at the start, but he's already under pressure with Stevens behind him.
Yes, indeed. Wilson with the medium tyre. I think he'll want to make short work of Daniel Herlock there. He wants to make sure he can use that softer rubber while it has an advantage. I want to say it was Herlock as well, very almost sideways into, I think it was Barcroft there, perhaps trying to get some temperature into his rear tyres on that front-wheel drive car. Jack Nichols there, fighting for 14th place against one of the Dre cars. That looks like a good pass, well done. And attacking on the brakes, the Dre Civic looking up the inside, but nothing done this time round.
Yep, so Jack will be seeing if he can kind of catch up with his teammate leading as we're going side by side, 4th and 5th. How is that going to pan out? Oh, yep, Wilson has got... Oh, no, he's still ahead of Stevens, but there's a bit of a train starting to form here, and just be a bit careful going through this section in case you...
In case you get caught out, very easy, just following the car closely. If you get caught on that line, you can catch that tyre stack and that will ruin your race and ruin your day. As Phil was saying, definitely a little bit of a queue starting to form. Here's Matt Richards, definitely starting to put himself into the championship picture, currently in 9th place, chasing down the RSR Honda Vauxhall Astra, looking good, carrying speed on the brakes there into Sunny Inn.
Yeah, into Sunny Inn, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2 for someone that's probably gone off. I don't know whom. As we've got, Richards, just kind of a few of their mediums. Mitchell in 7th on those hards, probably kind of hoping to get by him while their tyres are nice and warm. As
I think
on the galley inside, he is. Oh, that's going to be contact. Are they going to make it out the other side alive? Just about.
It looks it. There's definitely some rubbing as racing going on there, but it looks like Cripps has got that one done. And now can he stride forward and try and catch the back of Wilson? We will see. But looks like an assertive touring car pass into the hairpin there.
We just got a replay here. What's happened here to Ben Willis? So going into, looks all fine here at the moment. So are we going to go into the fast chicane and see what happens. He's already wiggling. Oh, and he's whacked the barrier, and that's sent him spinning around like a record baby.
And that's the end of that chapter. I did mention the tyre stacks for a reason, but that is there's a good reason. They are absolutely rock solid, folks. You do not want to be touching those. So real shame to see there for Willis. And I think I also just saw a second retirement. I think that was Williams.
Yeah, that is. I'm sure we'll get a replay later if anything happened there. As Mitchell Marms made a nice 2.5 gap, as we've got a replay here of Jardine fighting, having to avoid those tyre stack, and then he's gone on an adventure. I said about the barriers being close. This is the one caveat in that infield there is a lot of grass that you can go on an adventure with, and that's him down 26th.
The running theme of everyone wanting to do a little bit of rallycross at VMO TCUK this year continues, well and truly using that rallycross circuit on the inside of the circuit there. But it's all going to plan so far for Scott Mitchell-Malm. Beautiful start, and he's got himself a 1.5 second gap. We are just coming through 4 laps complete. We're on to lap number 5 here. All going to plan so far for the King's driver.
Yeah, and the team itself are kind of 1st, 10th and 12th, so getting some solid team points as we look at Stevens and Elliott. Elliott's right on his backside. He ain't letting him go anytime soon. It's this bit I hate when you're following a car, because you just can't see those barriers, you can't see those apexes, and you're just hoping the car ahead doesn't kind of mess it up.
Indeed, I think that's also a little bit of tyre strategy. Thank you, cameraman extraordinaire Tom, pointing that out. So we've got Elliott passing there on the brakes, and looks like immediately under attack by Richard Stevens.
Whoa, someone went flying off in the background. Who was that? Jack Nichols. Well, he's still got the car going. Whether he actually hit anything, I'm not sure, but he's not joining at speed. Nope, that's him out.
Looks like he's parking up. But yes, lose one place, lose potentially more, as you just lose that momentum running through the second sector there. Here at Croft, Herlock exiting the hairpin, making his way, completing lap number 5 there. Yellow flags still remain out in sector 2, so has someone else had a drama?
But we've got a replay coming up of this. Is Jack and Nichols as he was going into Sunny Inn. So has he just missed the braking point here, or had a technical issue? Well, I think he's... Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of that one. Kind of...
So I reckon that's a little bit of taking the curb and settling the car, and then just the left-hand side of his car there, the tyres just not gripping up, and you are a passenger into that wall. Hard luck there for the King's driver.
Yeah,
we're up to 4 DNFs
in 5 laps. So we keep up this. There's a decent chance for points for everyone else. As we'll see what happens to these hard tyres, because we've only got 3rd, 8th and 9th out of the top 12 on the hard tyres. If we can see their energy usage as well, when that lightning bolt turns blue, they're using the boost system. So I haven't really talked about that, as how many laps people have actually so far in this race, because obviously we know that like O'Leary only get 1 lap's worth, and I think Herlock only has 2, as it increases based on current championship position. So I think Mitchell-Malm will have quite a lot, as will Richardson.
Indeed. O'Leary, Neil all over the back of Hart here for 16th and 15th place. Points going down to 15, and there's a nice move on the brakes. Can he get it completed? Lovely bit of racing room left. Both nicely through the hairpin there, and yes, move completed up into P14, that is. So has he got another place there?
So far, a couple of points. There's more on the table if he wants to push for them. We've got some interesting stats here on energy boost usage, so how many laps they get to use it. Not many people have gone for it so far. 6 laps in, and a few drivers have used it 1 or 2 laps, but the majority haven't. As we can see. Oh no, that's O'Leary. I think that may have been. No, maybe not. That was one of his teammates then. That was definitely
a wheel off the wagon. Definitely a wheel off the wagon. Hearing it's Carter from our cameraman extraordinaire. We might be able to catch a replay of that one, but like I say, those tyre stacks are no joke, folks.
Yep.
And a few drivers finding out the hard way.
Hey, not the medium way. Yeah, that's thank you very much. If you don't, I mean, again, it looks like just trying to take all of the racing room that you can. You take, like I said, a millimetre too much. Those tyre barriers in this game will not move for you. O'Leary's made up 10 spots. Did he really start 20? I didn't realise he started that far down. That's a very good recovery then, to get there, as he's battling now with Tom Stevens in 9th, as we're going to get another replay on board. Yep, so we can see the car ahead. We can see that one, we can see that two, and yep, just too much. And off goes the front left goes on its own adventure.
So yeah, well, I've been there. I've done that. It's crushing, but 2 more races to go at least for Carter there. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back, as we are we are approaching half race distance already. Blimey, this one's going in a flash. If I may look into my Nostradamus ball, I would be, if I were Dan Herlock, feeling pretty happy with myself. Hard tyre, 4th place. Getting that option compound, not always an advantage out of the way, and who knows how the medium drop-off will be. I think he's in a very useful position right now.
Yeah, definitely. Keep the boost for now and just kind of see what the guys up ahead do. Obviously, there's a bit of a gap between 2nd and 3rd, but Richardson here is keeping Mitchell Mum honest now. He did have a 2.5 gap, so he's obviously lost it a little bit on the way. Don't know if that's Jordan Richardson using a bit more boost early on. No, not really. Herlock's obviously only got 2 laps, of course, because he's 2nd on the championship. O'Leary's not used his 1 yet. So who's used a lot of theirs? Not really. Some 3s. Jardine down in 19th has used 6 of their 8. But apart from that, as we've got a lapped car coming out the pits, that's Martha Allington. Hopefully they will get themselves out of the way for this battle, I am sure.
Indeed. Richardson definitely hustling the back. Grips hustling the back of his Honda on the brakes. Got both the Herlocks converging, it seems, on the Brabham driver. Oh, the Elliott, sorry, beg pardon. Converging on the Honda Civic driver there, and that was well held going into Clervaux.
Yeah, it was very well held, especially you don't want to kind of ruin your tyres there or here in that braking zone. As you see, Callum Cripps got a nice view. You can see all 4 cars ahead. It's not going too bad, but they'll be wanting to get ahead of Herlock soon, although those hard tyres are going to start being a match for those medium runners very soon.
Indeed. And I think... no! Contact!
That's Richardson.
Richardson off into the wall. Hearing may have had a similar moment to Jack Nicholls earlier. We'll have to wait for the replay on that one, but never good to see that... see a little fight obviously end with a driver leaving the island, as it were. I was literally just about to say as well, you get a little bit of scrapping. That top 5 could all concertina up, as O'Leary getting very physical there with the Ferretti BMW. Oh, is there going to be room there? Little nudge, little kiss, and another little kiss. Oh no, that's not going to end up too well.
It's going to look nicely for that Astra. Astra's going to drive by them, surely. Yep, using the boost. So Herlock's had 2 laps of boost, has seen an opportunity, and is using one of them now. So that's Herlock making 2 places.
So right place, right time, good use of the boost. And the BMW drivers will be a little bit unhappy with that one.
This is a replay of Richardson then. So 2nd place, there's the leader. So using some boost. Richardson kind of looks at the inside, and then it's just going to wash out. Yep. Luckily, didn't take Mitchell Mann with them. Did very lucky there. May have done a little bit of damage, though.
Yeah, may have done, and it reminds me of almost like aero wash, a little bit of dirty air, but unlucky for Richardson. But it was interesting just to see how much he gained there. Was he on the boost, do we think?
I think they were, and then obviously catching up at that speed at that corner, trying to, again, like I talked about, trying to get their eye in effectively, and just couldn't see where they were on track, and then obviously taking too much of that inside curb just pushes you onto the outside, and around they go.
So yeah, hugely unlucky, but as mentioned, we've got a few more races. It's the really nice thing, obviously, with this particular touring car format. It's not all one race and done. Oh boy, we've got some headlight usage and grass cutting going on the exit of the hairpin there. Looks like that's Ryan Elliott, I believe, passing Callum Cripps.
Yes, you've now got those 2 RSRs in 3rd and 4th. So I think Elliott will be doing their best to kind of protect, as be a rear gunner, as Richards also fancies a piece of that Honda action there in 5th and 6th, both on mediums. Herlock's hard tyres, as we head into lap 10 of 15, should start coming into a piece of their own. Obviously a big 3-second gap to the guy in 2nd, but something could still happen there.
It could, and I was just wondering, it's still, only coming up to halfway through the season as of the final race this evening, but I do wonder if the RSR cars will start to think a little bit big picture. Will Ryan here play a little bit rear gunner? We will see, but he's certainly caught onto the back of Dan Herlock there pretty quickly. Again, that will be that tyre advantage or disadvantage, depending which way you look at it.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of start looking in terms of championship standings. Obviously, Herlock in second, and Elliott is a bit further down in. I've lost their position on my board. I was just about to say a bit further down. Let's leave it at that. So yes, down in 29th because they've only done one round so far. So I think Elliott will most likely be acting as rear gunner as Richardson will hopefully start making the recovery drive. You know, only 10th, still decent points on the board to be had here.
Absolutely. I think he's gotten by O'Leary there in the BMW. If he is running a little bit wounded, having made contact with the barrier there, he's certainly not showing it. He's now got, I believe that's Stevens to try and engineer a pass through, running through Hawthorne there. That Civic is looking mighty sorted. BMW sliding a little bit. You know, that can be how you can get some speed out of these cars, but that Civic looks absolutely nailed down.
But I mean, it very much was. We saw they were catching up Mitchell Marm. It was nailed down all the way to Sunny Inn, and then it very much wasn't nailed down, sadly for them. But they've got their lights on. They're going for it.
Absolutely. Well, good to see. Never give up, as they say. We've got a little bit of a scrap going on for P19 and 20. We've got Jardine and Alan Axon. We've got the Hyundai, and oh my goodness me, that's not what we like to see. But there we go. That was not what we like to see at all.
I think that was a case. I think that was a case of Axon on the boost. I think Jardine went to cut across a little bit too late there. We'll have to get a replay of that. And I think they kind of met in the middle, sadly. But good work from the cameraman to spot that one live as we're back to pictures of third and fourth, the rear gunner action. But you're right, Elliott's right on the back of Herlock. They're going to have to negotiate this one between the two of them.
They are indeed. Replay. Let's just see if we can work out anything more here between the Hyundai and the Cupra running through the chicane here. Looks like the Cupra has got a reasonable run, a little bit of defence, holding the middle. Looks like he's gone to the right, and oh dear, 2 into 1 definitely does not go. And once you're on the grass, yep, that is not your friend.
That Hyundai was basically saying, I'm not letting you have the right-hand side. Alan said, yes, I am. Hyundai said, no, you're not. And I don't know, there was a twitch to the right, that could have just been the network. I'm not quite sure what to make of that one. But it was definitely boost versus no boost, and yeah, neither driver wanting to give up, and that sadly was the outcome.
Indeed. You unfortunately cannot drive through, folks. But there we go, another example of that to add into the record books. RSR have got themselves a genuine little tricky challenge here. Herlock, I'm sure, driving the wheels off of his Astra is definitely a cork in the bottle. The pursuing Cripps and Richards have caught right up to the back of this little train now. My Nostradamus ball, in a shocking twist, has not come to fruition. As they round their way around the hairpin, this could get spicy.
It could indeed. I think as we're on to lap 13 and 15, so we've literally got 3 laps left. Herlock's got boost for 2 of them. I think Elliott's got boost for 3, so it's going to be... It's kind of now or never, because I think once Herlock can use those last 2 laps worth of boost, he should be okay. Elliott's doing a brilliant job here as rear gunner, making sure that Richards and Cripps kind of have their own battle and kind of lets them 2 get away. So far, so good, but as we've seen how quickly, for quite a few front runners, how quickly it can go wrong.
Absolutely. Speaking of the front runners, we've not mentioned them, but Mitchell Marm and Wilson continue to have their own little battle. Wilson slowly but surely working his way onto the back of that Kingsford Focus. The gap now just around 0.8 of a second as they cross the start-finish line, and onto the brakes they go. Both drivers, I believe, with 2 laps of boost remaining, so all very honours even. And we'll have to see if Wilson can continue his momentum forward and try and get past Mitchell Marm on the last lap. It's going to be, I think, a tall order to catch as well as pass with just 2 laps to go.
Yeah, I think I need to see how much boost they've got left. I think Mitchell Marm has some boost as Luke Mitchell, and that will be a case of 9th place Stevens behind them. Definitely keeping them honest as we've got the third Herlock. The third Astra of Herlock, as there is a fight there. Oh, it's going to go 3 wide. Richard's going to take both of them as Cripps tries to put one on Elliott.
Well, will he? They're still kind of running side by side. There's a little bit of rubbing, a little bit of jockeying going on. This is going to get a little bit tricky and interesting to see. Oh boy, well and truly going through the gravel there, the Simply Race Civic. Richards backing out of that one, looking to preserve, and are they going to make it through the chicane?
I think Richards may be spinning. I'm not quite sure he's held on to that. Oh, he has. Wow. Okay, I take that back. Yeah, that was a lot of rubbing his racing, probably too much rubbing his racing, but they are somehow all still alive, and importantly for Herlock, he's still ahead of it all. This is actually giving Herlock a bit of a run now, and he's got this lap and next lap they can use their boost.
Yes, looks like we've got one of the RSRs falling behind here. Not sure if that was the one involved in that or if he's caught up. It's Joe. It's the it's cameraman extraordinaire keeping me honest. It's people catching up. No! It's happened again!
It's happened. That's the third car we've watched live do that. It's that understeer running Sunny in.
It is indeed. That's a real pity for Richards having a good run there. Again, looks like we're just running out a little bit wide onto that grass and losing the rear end. Hopefully he'll be able to bring that one home, but yeah, real pity.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how far down the order they've fallen. They've fallen all the way down to somewhere around 13th, so still a few points to grab. But yeah, real shame. But I mean, it's good news for Herlock. It's good news, although Cripps ran out of boost on this lap, so it'll be interesting to see if the other Herlock can make hay while the sun shines, or doesn't really shine here, on this final lap.
So it is close. Yorkshire. But we definitely have a fight here for first and second place. Running out of Tower Bend for the final time. We're going to the Jim Clark Essids, and let's see how folks do here through Barcroft into Sunny Inn. We've seen a few cars get this one wrong, but looks like they've both gotten that one right. Only one, I'd say, real overtaking opportunity. Wilson hustling that BMW for all it's worth through Sunny out. Mitchell Marm just a few more corners to hang on. More scrapping down here. We've got Mitchell, and I think that is O'Leary getting through. So that's a good recovery from P20. But here we are. This is what we want to see. Mitchell Marm making a very obvious defensive line there. Nope, you're not getting by me up the inside this time. Can he get the exit? Looks like he can. He's running up towards the start-finish line. And Scott Mitchell Marm for Kings Racing wins round 13, race 1 this evening. Very closely followed by Callum Wilson. Now we wait for Dan Herlock and the RSR Cork in the Bottle Brigade to bring home P3 and P4, as here comes the rest of the field.
Yeah, and then Summers, Jack London in 19th is still fighting with Alan Smith in 18th as they're rounding into the complex. We'll do a full rundown shortly, folks. Let's see how this one ends up. Hopefully no silly shenanigans into the hairpin. No, nothing too silly. Try and aim to get a good exit, and if you've got the boost, dump it on the exit here, although it's a relatively short run down, if I remember correctly, to that checkered flag. So that's them race done as well.
Chris Butcher in the loadout Ford Focus, running around here in 22nd place. I think this will be our last finisher for race 1, so we'll just wait for him to round the hairpin. There he goes. And that, I believe, should round out race 1.
Yeah, 29 started, 22 finished. And I think about 3 of them absolutely go mad into Sunny Inn, and a couple of loose wheels now as well to worry about. But yeah, that was a fun race to watch.
Yeah, sunny on the way in, not so sunny on the way out. Let's run through our finishing order. Scott Mitchell Marm for Kings Racing takes home the win there. Callum Wilson, a very close second place. Dan Herlock continues his championship challenge, finishing 3rd. Ryan Allett for RSR brings home a nice haul of points, finishing 4th, with Callum Cripps in the Honda Civic finishing 5th. Joe Herlock for RSR finishes 6th, with Tom Stevens, Thomas O'Leary and Luke Mitchell rounding out the top 9. Last but not least, rounding out the top 10, Jordan Richardson recovering, finishing in 10th place.
In 11th place, we've then got Louis Neal. Nice first drive as an independent there. Mitch Marie in 12th, with Matt Richards after going off at Sunny Inn, finishing in 13th. Emil Salberg, 14th. Fraser Hart getting the last point there in 15th. Cam Brewster, 16th, with Oliver Rogers for Calamity Motorsport in 17th. Alan Smith between those two Calamities in 18th, with the other one, Jack London, in 19th. And it's number 666 of Jordan Osborne Unlimited Motorsports Esports in 20th.
Archie Jardine finishes race 1 in 21st, with Chris Butcher, our final finisher, finishing in 22nd. And then we have those who didn't quite make it to the finish line here in the first race. We had Alan Axon, along with Martha Allington, Aidan Carter and Jack Nichols. Samuel Doman Matthew Williams, and last but not least, Ben Willis, our final finisher.
That was quite fun.
Well, yeah, it was hectic. It's a challenging place, Croft. Lots of technicality, lots to master in the car, and I didn't have on my bingo card Sunny In catching out so many of our drivers.
Yeah, I didn't have 7 people as DNFing in race 1. Literally a quarter of the grid. Well, 7 out of 29, not quite a quarter, I suppose, technically. But yeah, usually your race 1 is the kind of ease yourself in, kind of work out where you are, and you start to ramp it up in races 2 and then go mad in race 3. But that definitely didn't happen in that one.
Exactly. It's normally Tower Bend where all the action is, but not today, it seems. But interesting, I think, as well. I was expecting a bit more from the tyres there, a bit more of the mediums to drop off. It seems that they held on, or perhaps that was just some masterful management from those at the front. I think it's definitely fair to say that hard tyre looks like it's hard work this evening, though.
Very good. Yeah, I don't know. I expected a bit more to come at the end, but it could be a case where everyone was managing it really well and also managing the boost system as well. We saw their drivers making sure, as ever, no one wants to use it. There was one driver there, I think, I counted, that kind of used 6 laps worth in the first 8 laps. That actually used it early on, but then you just make yourself susceptible to attacks at the end. So, yeah, it's going to be... And now Mitchell Marm's gone from 8 laps of boost to 1. Starting on pole, so a bit of a miracle if they can do that one again.
Absolutely, as well as the weight to manage. So a very different car, I imagine, will be underneath Mitchell Marm starting this race compared to the one that he just beautifully and excellently controlled and led from flag to flag. Does not get much better than that. Pole position and then a perfect run from pole position all the way to the end. So good to see the King's driver doing well there.
Yeah, because obviously that run down with third place, I think it was Cripps actually, on mediums. BMWs, you expect a bit of a decent start on that rear wheel drive and quite a long run down to turn 1, but they just couldn't make it happen. And then that kind of Mitchell Marm had a bit of an opportunity to run away while people battled, and then as Richardson caught up, kind of fell off the track and kind of. Not quite a free pass because we saw there at the end. Second place was definitely pushing them, but definitely made it easier for them.
Yeah, it's. I think it's going to be interesting to see how those who perhaps didn't have the weight, didn't have the, or now don't have the boost, how they'll manage the second race. As mentioned right at the start, everything was set up based off championship order. We'll now go off finishing order. And what we'll now have as well, of course, in our third race is the reverse grid to work out as well. So, yes, it's going to get, I think, a bit more frantic as we make our way through the evening.
Yeah, I've also been checking the weather. So for those new to the league, hello, we run daytime temperatures, effectively. So what it was during the day in North Yorkshire. But then we run real-world weather. So I've been keeping an eye on the weather and the old weather radars. Turning to Jonathan Wass there, and yeah, it doesn't look like, famous last words in Britain in the summertime, it doesn't look like there's going to be any rain for races 2 and 3. I'm trying to work this out. We actually had a wet race this season yet?
I don't think so this season, and that's mentioned or agreed with by our cameraman extraordinaire. So we've been very lucky with very nice weather in general, haven't we? But yes, a wet touring car race. Just yeah, that just ups the ante, does it not? I'm here for it though. I think that'd be good fun. Always the great equalizer, the wet weather.
Yeah, I love wet racing in these touring cars. Sadly, didn't happen often enough. One of my standout touring car moments actually was in a different league. We did was it the 50th anniversary touring cars or one of the anniversary races? It was at Snetterton, and they did it double length, and it rained. And it was one of those, do I pit early for the wets and hope for the best? And I did, and it just got wetter and wetter and wetter, and I made up quite a lot of positions. I didn't finish on the podium, but I think I was finished like 5th, having started something like 17th. And it was just making that wet tyre cool at the right time.
So as the great Murray Walker said, it's all about being on the right tyres at the right time. And, well, we'll have to see. You never know. With there being a lot of heat and energy around, you never know. You might get a rain shower. I certainly was caught in one this morning, so you never know. But great, obviously, to have that real-world data coming in, and just another fact for the drivers to have to manage and mitigate. So yeah, I think quite a few interesting stories to keep an eye on. I wonder if, for example, Sunny Inn has claimed its last victim for this evening. Everyone's going to be a bit more careful.
I'm just answer for you now. No, we're definitely going to see more people stuck in that tyre barrier. Going a long way around Sunny Inn or stuck in the tyre barrier at Sector 1. Just can't. I can't see it not happening.
Yes, well, let's say having run into a few of these tyre barriers myself, I knew it was going to be a factor, but I did not expect to see so many, particularly the chicane tyre barrier, catching so many cars out. But credit where credit's due, though. There was a few moments there, some great saves from the drivers, keeping their cars pointing the right direction. And that is not an easy thing to do. It is very, very bumpy out there on the exit of the chicane. And when you're on the grass as well, just even slippier, even more to manage.
Yeah, I miss it. I really do. I think that's maybe we should do that. A wet. That's it. I've got guys. I've got a brilliant idea.
Oh boy.
We need to do all the circuits in reverse in the wet. How's that
Everywhere
sound?
reverse in the wet, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about it quite happily.
while we're waiting, there you go. There we get to try everything that way. We've still got 1 minute 40, I'm afraid, to discuss this. So yeah, there you go. I'll speak to the admin gods and say, hey, just find the speak to S397. Can we get all these circuits in reverse, please? We'll do some sort of winter series. We try them all reverse, and then a random lap we turn the sprinklers on. 100% rain. Good luck.
So I remember, and this is a long time ago now, when R Factor 2 first was released. This was one of the very first test races at another league, and I remember there being monsoon-like conditions which lasted for about 30 seconds. I don't know if you remember that race, Phil, in the McGanns, but that certainly did spice the racing up.
Yeah.
Those who just held on or not.
Prayed. I've also done races at other leagues. Well, it was a GT3 race at Fuji. And I still remember it started to rain. You know, you have those races where you're basically just on the wrong tyre the entire time. It was one of those, do I start on dries or wets? I think I started on wets. It just got drier and drier. You pit for dries. One lap race, it starts raining. So you think, oh no, I'll hold out. You spin, fine, I'll go to wets. You get onto the wets, it stops raining, starts getting drier. It's just one of those that you just think, I should have done the opposite of what I was thinking every single time. You have them?
It'd be wonderful to have obviously complete foresight and knowing exactly what's going to happen, but sometimes you do just have to make the best of the situation you've got. So yes, we'll have to see how our drivers make the best of their situation going into the next race. Extra weight, or perhaps a removal of weight, who knows? That might shake things up, have some folks being able to bit more rapid, make a bit more progress as folks work out their cars. Perhaps they've been practicing with weight all week, getting ready for this evening, and now they don't have that handicap. That can have a huge swing and factor on your car and on your setup, as you know, Phil.
Yes, definitely. I've also just been doing a bit of research for a questionnaire that we sent to our drivers at the start of the season. Just been looking at who put their favourite track as Croft, and you're not going to believe this, Scott Mitchell-Mum.
Oh, there you go.
Has put that one as their favourite track, as did Callum Cripps, as did, I think I saw someone else at this list. Nope, just those two. And our own admin himself, Mr. McCready, his local track is technically Croft, as is Louis Neal.
Oh, there you go. I was just about to ask if we have any home races this evening. Sounds like we have at least one, as well as our wonderful race director taking care of us this evening. I enjoy this circuit. I don't think there's many other circuits I could point at like this, where you have that mix of technicality, fast, and that real kind of small club feel, I think, as well. It's there's consequence, there's gravel traps, all sorts can catch you out. Cameraman extraordinaire Tom mentioning Cadwell, that's a good shout as well, actually. Cadwell with its little, the mountain I think it's called, right? The little leap. So watching motorbikes in particular go up there, that's always a bit spooky, but a unique challenge, this place. Lovely to have it on the calendar, and lovely to see racing, virtual or real, going around here. Yep,
I enjoy watching it. I just can't get on with the bumps. I struggle with tyre wear and just can't get, especially. And then you've got sunny in, sunny out, overheating those tyres. The left hand into the complex, the entirety of Sector 1. You think that the tyres have a lot of time to cool down, but if you think about it, I suppose once you've done sector 1, you've then got the long tower bend, you've then got the S's, you've then got sunny ins and outs. So yes, it gets time to cool off, but then you've got very long corners, and it's constantly left and right. So yeah, not a fan of this. Like I said, I've enjoyed watching it. It's been brilliant so far. I hope for some more. But I'm glad I am this side of the racetrack.
So fair enough. I think we're confirming that this is not one of your favourites this evening, Phil. And that's okay. They can't all be your favourites. So,
I like Snetterton. There you go. In 2 weeks' time.
There we go. I like Snetterton as well. It's a good challenge. So yes, as we just wait for the final few moments, just as things getting sorted out in the server, if you like to find out more about VMO, please do feel free to give us a follow on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and we have a huge array of racing going on. We had our first foray into Le Mans Ultimate with the virtual sports car series. Phil, I believe you took part in that one. How did you find it?
I quite enjoy. I'm getting into Le Mans Ultimate. I'm quite enjoying it. A bit of GT3 racing. So I think I pretty much started near the back and finished near the back. But it was 90 minutes. I used it as an excuse to learn a bit more about the track. So it was at Circuit of the Americas, which I've not raced on GT3. Good excuse to learn about when not to try and let stuff through. Thanks, hypercars. I hate you all. And just pit strategy as well, and virtual energy. I find that a bit confusing, just trying to understand all that. So it was good fun. I think they are going to look into it a bit more in the future. I don't think I'll be doing the 6 hours test online race next week. I did do the 6 hours Qatar, which my team started 3rd and finished 4th, and I was the only one to spin, obviously, in that 6 hours, so that didn't go too well. But no, we had good fun.
Not too bad. Well, yes, a huge variety of racing. I mean, mentioned sports cars, prototypes, obviously TCUK, as well as rallying, and our winter series. So all sorts to get involved with. So feel free to pop on over to the Discord, to our social media, and find out more. And you could find yourself here on the grid this season potentially, or certainly next. So lots to see and do.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look. Also, Cedo Wire has actually joined just in time for the start of race 2. So they will be. Although I think we've lost a car and gained a car, so we still have. Oh no, we have gained a car, so we now have 29. No, we had 29 at the other one, so never mind. Ignore me. It's going to be Cedo's going to be starting from the back, so they're going to be my driver to watch. There's no disrespect to the drivers at the back. Cedo is not a driver that usually drives at the back, so that will be a fun one to watch as to how far they can get up the grid. Dare I say it? Can they get up to 12? And then try and get a cheeky reverse grid for race 3. However, they will be starting on their hard tyre choice.
Ooh, that's going to be hard work if what we just saw from Dan Hurlock is anything to go by. Seeing some chatter in the lounge just while we've been waiting for a session to start. That apparently, that was his pace on the hard tyre. That was as quick as he could go, and he preserved that boost just in case he needed it. So hard tyre definitely looks like a handful.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a fun one to watch from the back in the is that the Brabham Motorsport is the Honda Civic, isn't it? So I'll be keeping an eye on them.
Indeed, just also hearing that looks like Alan Axon won't be joining us as well. So looks like we've gained one, as you were right, Phil. I think we've gained one, we've lost one, so we're still at 29 cars for this, our second race of the evening.
We're just kind of slowly forming up the grid now, so very shortly we'll be getting some live pictures and we can start giving you the rundown of the grid. I see what you mean. That car at the back of the grid, I mean, they're nearly starting at 90 degrees to the actual start-finish line. I'd probably say about 80 degrees. They are literally at the final corner. I mean, luckily we didn't. If we had a 30-car grid, the 30th car would basically be pointing the wrong way. So, also we have got some slight technical issues. So, with the good old boost system. So, it's a red flag on the server as they try and sort that out. We need to start. I think we're going to have to dive into our questionnaire ice cream flavors at this rate.
Well, I was going to say just on the starting round the corner, as it were. I mean, if there's not a good motivator to try and qualify better, I don't know what is. But I do wonder if you could perhaps get a bit cheeky, like, I don't know, do a bit of a weird maneuver around the hairpin, be in your pit box, but facing at a weird angle. I wonder if you could get away with that one, but we'll see. Yes, we'll have to deploy the ice cream questions, and well, boy, oh boy. even the race director saying we should do that as well. So, all right, Phil, it is. What's
right? Here we go. Well,
what's the ice cream flavour choices?
Well, let's start with the people here, Mr. Cameraman and Mr. Chuggy Churgwin. What are your favourite ice cream flavours? Let's start with Mr. Cameraman. I know he's on mute, but I'm sure he's thinking of it right now and going to tell me while I'm discussing it with myself and not sounding like an idiot. Oh, he's a salted caramel person. Right. Well, let's hear yours, Chuggy, and then I'll start my rant.
I'm simple. I'm traditional. Chocolate, just chocolate. Anything, to be fair, but chocolate ice cream.
That works. Now, chocolate works. I'm a mint choc chip. I like mint choc. And salted caramel can get in the bin. When I'm in charge of this country, I'm banning salted caramel. So,
oh boy.
Oh boy. There was a few drivers which I now have to hate because they like. Dan Hurlock is one of them for liking salted caramel. Who else? Have we got any more salted caramel people? No, I think it was mainly them. Quite a few mint chocolate lovers. So shout out to Jack London. Shout out to James Haskell, sadly no here. Stefan. Oh yes, I remember Stefan actually filled out the questionnaire and put their favourite ice cream flavour as tuna mayo. Jordan Richardson. Really sad to see you have that accident because you also like mint choc chip. And yeah, there are quite a lot of chocolate lovers as well out there. Martha Allington with the can someone blend butterscotch, chocolate, and lemon? That's an interesting combination. Try and blend those three. Yeah, lots of love for chocolate, strawberry. There was a rum and raisin. Who was rum and raisin?
Ooh,
Jordan Osborne.
Now rum. Right, so
Tom Mould.
Here's some proper stalling trivia. There's a old family recipe. Always had it for Christmas. A chocolate mousse with rum in it, and I kid you not, it's what makes my Christmas. Those chocolate and rum. Like I say, I'm a sucker for chocolate, but rum in a dessert. Yes, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, cookie dough. You're a cookie dough person.
I like cookie dough. I'll go for cookie dough.
Yeah, Callum.
I've got to ask though, Phil. What has salted caramel done to you?
Why? What kind of person looks at something sweet and says, you know what that needs? Salt. You don't put Rolos in your Walker's crisps, right? You know what's going on there? It just makes no sense. I'm now getting shouted out by the cameraman saying just put toothpaste in your chocolate for mint choc chip. But you're not helping, okay? You keep doing your cameras. If it wasn't mint choc chip, probably cookie dough though. So and we're happy to report, by the way, that the ice cream conversation is have to melt away because we're nearly ready to go racing.
Thank goodness for that. Thank you, folks, for sticking with us. Hello, Jordan Osborne. Lovely to see you with us. Hi, Zachary. Thank you for joining us and staying with us here. Kieran also mentioned apparently Legends were awesome at Croft. I can get on board with Legends racing. Big fan of those. Fantastic little hot rods. Anyway, we're rolling. Let's roll through our grid order. Thank you for sticking with us.
You can see the front of Cedo's car there, sticking the wrong way at the back right behind that red car. It's just going to start going very short. There we go. There we go. Put all the steering angle in. We're off. We're straightened up.
All right, let's run through our starting order. We know they're rapid round here this evening. Scott Mitchell-Malm for King's Racing will be starting in pole position. He'll be pursued by Callum Wilson in his BMW in second. Dan Hurlock will be starting third with Ryan Elliott in fourth place. Callum Cripps will be in sixth with Joe Hurlock in sixth place, beg your pardon. You'll then have Stevens, O'Leary, Mitchell and Richardson rounding out our top 10.
So in 11th place, it's Louis Neal for Precious Automotive Racing. Mitch Marie in 12th, Matt Richards in 13th. Emil Selberg 14th with Fraser Hart 15th. Cameron Brewster will be looking for his first points tonight from 16th with Oliver Rogers in 17th. Alan Smith in the Craven Racing in 18th with Calamity Motorsports, Jack London in 19th. Then Jordan Osborne for the only now Unlimited Motorsports Esports in 20th. Archie Jardine for 21st. Chris Butcher, hopefully to cover from 22nd. And then it's the people that retired. Martha Allington 23rd, Aidan Carter 24th, Jack Nichols, one to watch also in 25th, Samuel Doman in 26th, Matthew Williams in 27th, and then Ben Willis in 28th. And obviously, as we saw there, Cedo joining us for race 2 tonight will be starting 29th and basically starting the track pointing the wrong way.
I like a challenge. I'm sure Cedo does as well. But
I know what Cedo's trying to do. He's trying to do the reverse circuit idea. Please don't do that now.
I was going to say, you could, strictly speaking, cut the course and rejoin in the second sector if he wanted to and have a massive lead, but I'm sure he won't be doing that. He'll be doing things properly and sensibly. Anyway, our grid are forming up, just rounding the hairpin now. Here's Cedo taking up his awkward starting position. And
Ben's
we've
also
got a Drake car trying to get round there too. Anyway, we're all formed up and ready to go. We wait for our flag and lights to go red. And we are racing, and they are all away cleanly. Looks like that BMW has well and truly got alongside Mitchell Marm, and Wilson has his nose ever so slightly ahead on the outside line. He's run a bit wide. Mitchell Marm holds on to first place, and through goes Herlock on the exit of turn 2 as they run into the chicane for the first time. Do they make it through? Just about, but we've got a Civic rally crossing its way out of the chicane exit.
We do indeed. It looks like everyone has actually made it in one piece as we go down 2x2 by the looks of it into the Tower Bend. Are we going to come out 2x2 in one piece? We're going 3 wide actually, in fact. That's going to be fun through the S's as that Ford Focus thinks better of it and just let them do their thing. Are we all going to come out alive? Oh, maybe not.
So maybe not indeed. Hard to keep an eye on all the action. They're going so quickly through shot. Ooh, a little bit of a nudge there. Wilson getting a little bit of help. Ooh, an RSR going well and truly sideways into Sunny Inn, but gathers that one up. Fast and frantic racing here on lap 1. Mitchell Marm leads, but he's very closely pursued by Herlock. Mitchell Marm with the hard tyres. Are we going to see another cork in the bottle?
Yeah, and obviously only 1 lap of boost to kind of keep as well, whereas obviously Herlock's got a whole 2 laps, but they're going to try and run away as quickly as possible, as early as they can. There's a bit of a gap there to Cripps, but obviously he's made a good start. They're making up a couple of positions with 5 laps of boost to use, as they all look like they make it alive around the hairpin. So good work so far, everyone. I think at the start there, I think Cripps just took a little bit too much into turn 1 and just went wide, as there is a yellow in sector 3, as that's Aidan Carter rejoining and Samuel Dowman, I think.
Yeah, say just perhaps potentially going to get a replay of that one shortly. Blimey, more 2x2 action and some evasive action of the chicane there. Everyone wanting to share the track, be in the same place at the same time. Isn't that nice? But fortunately, you can't quite do that, folks. 2x2 no. As they go down into Tower. Jordan Osborne, all this for 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th places. The racing is frantic.
Yeah, it's probably worth pointing out that Cedo's already made up 8 places in 1 lap. But I think it's going to get a little bit harder from here on in, as Martha's actually looking at them at 22nd, as there's a car off, actually, where someone's going on a bit of... as Callum Wilson is going a bit lawn cutting as well and falling down the order there. Something we'll see out later. But this first and second are really going for it, as looking at the inside of Herlock.
Lovely move from Herlock. I think a little bit of cooperation there from Mitchell Marm. I think he knows it's a matter of when, not if, will that RSR Astra be making a move. I think pretty sensible, good race Croft head on. Let's just make the most of this race, not fight too much. Wilson indeed 26th place. What's happened there?
Quite sure what went on, but they've now got a lot of cars to look forward to, as we see Luke Mitchell in 6th place. So here's the movers and shakers. Yeah, Herlock make a couple of places. Marm down 1, but he'll probably take that quite happily. And yeah, Elliott 4th to 8th. Not the best start on those hard tyres, but hopefully he can hold on to them and see what happens to those mediums ahead of them later on in the race.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the medium tyres hang on as well as they did in the first race here. Of course, everyone having to make use of that option hard tyre at least once in our 3 races this evening. So everyone has to take the pain at some point. Most drivers took it in the first race. I believe we've got 9 drivers making use of it this race, Mitchell Marm being the leader of that pack.
We've just got a replay here of what happened with Wilson and Herlock. So got the inside, all fine so far. Oh, a little bit of a network issue there, but okay, so what we got? Just going to turn left into them. That's a bit naughty. Yeah, Callum, I don't feel like... Okay, I don't know which one of the RSRs, but I can't feel like Callum did anything wrong there. Has also seen Jordan Richardson has also fallen down the order a little bit. I think they actually ironically went wide again at Sunny Inn.
Oh dear. So thankfully we didn't have any rolling and flipping as I think an Audi once did on the exit. The Jim Clark S is there for Wilson, but that's a pity. He's a fast driver though. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the third race and in the second race. O'Leary now catching the back of Mitchell Marm. Medium versus hard tyres. That BMW looking pretty well sorted on the exit there of Tower on the power, and that Ford Focus is going to have to be much wider to keep that BMW behind for much longer.
It is, and that's also playing into the hands of Herlock again, as they kind of be fast battling each other, and it's giving Herlock an excuse to quickly run away. As O'Leary, is right on the back, and then we've got a bit of a gaggle of cars in Stephen, Cripps, and Mitchell looking to join in on the fun. So, I kind of feel for Mitchell Marm here, because kind of you're fighting with one hand behind your back on those hard tyres, and it dare I say it feels like a case of when, not if.
Exactly. Hard situation to manage, but defending into the hairpin there this time around. And here comes Stevens wanting to get involved in this. As you very rightly pointed out, this benefits Dan Herlock massively. Already starting to pull a nice advantage. 1.9, almost 2 seconds now the gap, as we've got a real concertina starting to come together here. Tom looking at the back here of O'Leary. Running out of the Hawthorne and into the chicane complex. Not much difference there, but O'Leary now on the boost, and look at that BMW rocket ship up alongside. He is there on the brakes, down into Tower. Mitchell Marm down into third place.
Yeah, I think with the boost system there, although Mitchell Marm's going to look a little bit back. No, all done. O'Leary's going to use a bit more boosters to make that gap happen. And yeah, with that boost system, it's, as we know, Mitchell Marm's only got one lap. So I think they're going to save it to defend right near the end of the race when they can, and until then you're just going to lose spots to these medium runners.
Yes, indeed. So that hard tyre looks like hard work. Keep mentioning it, we'll try not to. But Mitchell Marm doing a splendid job, still holding third place. Lap 5 of 15. Interesting that we've not had too much boost usage, but here comes Tom Stevens, he says, because the commentator, Tom Stevens, up the inside in the complex there. He now takes third place. Callum Cripps now looking at the back of the King's driver.
Yeah, I really feel for Mitchell Marm here. He's just kind of going backwards, sadly, as all these cars with extra boost, as there's a yellow flag in. Sector 2's quickly gone away. You just can't fight it. There's now a massive gap, though, between that 5th and 6th. Yeah, 8-second gap. It feels like we're watching a 2-league race. We've got the top 5 covered by top 6 by 6 seconds, and then 8-second gaps to the RSRs in 7th and 8th.
Indeed, I was actually going to mention the same thing as well. The top 6 definitely have checked out, but then again, that could also be helped a little bit with some scrapping. Speaking of scrapping, Cam Brewster. Oh no, is that him being turned around? Yes. Oh, yeah. That is a pity. I didn't catch which car that was. I think it was a King's Focus, but that's not ideal for the drag driver.
Yeah, hearing it may have been Butcher's also fallen down a few positions as well. Currently in 13th, and sadly also going backwards. So that's a shame. That looks like in that long right hander they just got turned around, weren't turning right enough for the car next to them. But I'm sure we'll get a replay of that later to work out what went wrong there. But while that goes on, there's still the fight going into Sunny Inn.
Indeed, 2 and 1 don't go as they enter or exit Hawthorne there. But we've got a trio or actually more than a trio of cars here. Butcher in the loadout Focus. He is pursuing, I think that is Hart in the BMW, and he's got a Drake for very close attention as well. That's Richards recovering from his moment in the first race. All together, and is that Richards in the background there?
So here we go. So Salberg's got the outside. All okay so far. Little touch, but still there. And then Brewster's got the inside line. Like, if you're on the outside there, you're going to have to kind of bail out at some point, and obviously the overlap was very small because it sent Cameron spearing left. So one for the stewards, but I know which way I'd call that one, sadly.
Yeah, one for the stewards indeed, and never nice to see a car on the wall. So moving on, Chris Butcher has, by the looks of it, made his way by Hart, and looks like Hart was under pressure there. Now with O'Leary, who's catching up Herlock. Interesting, having had that advantage, having had that cork in the bottle of being Mitchell Marm. No disrespect to you. With the tyre disadvantage there of the hard tyres, O'Leary has been able to get his head down, hit his marks, and he is giving this Astra a lot of grief. Running through the hairpin, I would put my money on the rear-wheel drive car to get good traction out of there, but Herlock gets a good exit, covers the middle of the track as they run down towards Clairvaux for the 8th time.
And this is important for the championship. Obviously, Herlock currently, well, at the start of this evening was 31 points behind. Made quite a few points up in that race 1, given the difference. But race 2, Herlock's got 3 laps of boost. O'Leary's got 5, and he intends to make use of it as he is right now. He's got to go for it.
So, round the outside this time. He's not been given the opportunity of the inside. Can he get that one done on the brakes? Oh, they're going to be going all the way around the outside. They're still side by side on the exit of Tower. This is going to be hard for Herlock to hold on to, with a left-hander being the next bend. And there you go, move completed. O'Leary through. But I don't think this one is anywhere near done. Into Sunny in. Both of those drivers navigate that a little bit loose there from the RSR Astra, but held together as we spark and scrape our way out of Sunny out. These two scrapping, and Herlock on the boost. He is definitely not done here.
Herlock's definitely not giving up, but we've also lost Joseph Herlock. He's hit the first tyre barrier at Sector 1, which we'll get a replay for later, under no pressure. And yeah, that's another one out, but still be some good points. Oh, blimey, there's a lot of sideways action going on here.
Deja vu. That was one of the King's cars. Definitely so the King's car definitely looking to get some airtime. Chasing down Cedo Wire, who's up to 16th, so he's making good inroads. Got a Cupra now, his next target for 15th place. Oh, and looks like the Cupra is going to try and make it hard for him. No, sir, you will not pass me around the outside of the hairpin today. And now we've got a drag race. Kings versus Brabham. I'm going to say the Brabhams should have this one done. Yes, indeed.
Fits nicely
the brakes into Clairvaux.
Yeah, it was a nice fitting into the gap there. Oh, I think Martha's going a little bit wide there. Yeah, you can see the kind of there's gaggles of cars. We've got a gaggle here. We then got a little gaggle ahead, as you see, going out shot. And Herlock is in second place at the moment. And so we get a replay of what happened to Joe. So this is Joe and Elliot. So just sideways a little bit there, and then just turns into early.
Oh,
and off goes the wheel. Yeah, very weird to see. I think that's the first time we've seen a car hit that barrier this evening.
So what makes matters worse is you then collect your teammate. So hopefully we've not got too much damage on the other RSR car. But yes, an unforced error there. Bit of a pity, but there we go. That is racing.
That is racing indeed, as we've got here Luke Mitchell in 5th now. Made up 4 places so far. Mitchell Marm obviously lost one pole down to 6th, but luckily because that gaggle of cars is now 10 seconds behind, is kind of able to hold on to 6th at the moment, as here is another gaggle of cars fighting for that last point. And then, oh, blimey, that's a dive down the inside. That's going to cause, oh no, not quite contact. As, everyone wants that last point.
Seemingly so, and of course we've got reverse grid points on offer here, so this is all meaningful positions to try and take. So yeah, any progress you can make here will be hugely important. Osborne holding that 15th and final points playing position, but while attacking the King's car ahead, he's having to defend from the Brabham Civic behind. So this one is far from done, and any drama between these drivers, there's a queue of drivers who will be there to take the opportunity to gain a few more positions.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like there's a bit of a rolling roadblock now for Cedo to try and make their way through. So it's kind of halted their progress. But yeah, great racing, as always, up and down the field. As we've had only 1, 2, 3, we've had 60 in F so far, so we may actually hit 7 again at this point.
So just hearing from cameraman extraordinaire with the stats that Cedo, starting in last place on the hard tyre, has made 13 places. So I would certainly be thrilled with that result, but he's still got another 5 laps to go. So good work from Wire there. Let's see what he can do in the remaining third.
Definitely get some points. Definitely 13th. Need to be a little bit careful in this hairpin, as we know. Definitely 13th available there, if not some more. But obviously it depends on what happens to all these other cars. I'm just kind of looking at the gaps, and yeah, Mitchell Marm's now in kind of a race of nothing, as we see Luke Mitchell and Cripps 5th and 4th.
Indeed, these two scrapping over 4th place. Is that Luke Mitchell going around the outside? Yes, it is. My hat is off. That is something you don't see very often, but Cripps is not done. He's having a look up the inside into Croft, which again is something you don't see every day. But these two, I think, have settled themselves down through sunny in and out. Lovely move there from Mitchell. Not one you see every day around the outside of the Jim Clark S's.
Yeah, these are all on medium tyres. They don't need to worry about hard tyres at the moment because they've got a 4-second gap to Mitchell Mum just to the out back of screen there. So they can kind of do their own little race. I think getting third is going to be a little bit too hard. So we're looking at that Mitch Marie fighting Elliott going down for 8th. They got a little bit too wide. But they're going to have the inside here and then the outside there. And yep, Elliott saying, "Come on, then get a move on if you're going to overtake me." So yeah, there's not much love lost between those two.
No, it's so complex with it being a left, then a right. If you overshoot one, you're in trouble for the next. It's a classic combination of corners there, but Mitch Marie moves forward and gets past the RSR car, which definitely looks like to be carrying a little bit of damage there from that contact a few laps ago through Hawthorne.
Seeing who the other movers, Chris Butcher's made about 10 or 12 position as well, so they're doing okay in a solid 10th place with a good chance of getting a reverse pole for race 3. Here's our boost at the moment. They're all kind of again on this about the same. Herlock's still got a couple of laps. Oh dear, that's a case of commentator's curse, I think, as Cedo. Oh, it's Cedo. Oh, Cedo. You were going so well, my friend. Oh, that's a shame to watch.
So another tyre for the tyre stacks. Unfortunately, the bodywork collectors are definitely going to be out in force collecting bits from these cars. But here's Tom Stevens. Oh my, trying to engineer pass around the outside. He's hustling. He's still there. And he's causing Herlock a lot of issue here. 3 seconds, the gap. Something must have happened. Herlock was definitely close to Illyria a little while ago. Stevens still there. Herlock hanging on around the outside. He's still got his nose there. And 2, Hawthorne. This is going to be hard work for Herlock now, trying to catch up and go up around the outside. Stevens cements that place.
Yeah, just like I said, going wide there onto that gravel, kind of, you can nearly get away with it as it's straight lines, but obviously you go wide, that long right-hander, and Stevens can just tuck in underneath and see if they now can hunt down O'Leary. But yeah, there must have been something gone wrong there, but you know, third is still good. Don't need to panic too much just because your rival's winning the race. You can still try and get some decent points and then see what you can do in race 3.
Yep. Stevens also now with the fastest lap point as well, which is another very useful point to be capturing on your way. So yeah, Stevens moving forward. 4.5 seconds the gap though between himself and O'Leary. That's going to be a lot to do in just a few laps.
People, I think, hit a barrier because we've had another. They are dropping like flies. Jordan Richardson's out again. That's a shame to see. Something we'll look at later, I'm sure. As Jack Nichols is currently holding that last spot. I've just seen a replay of Jordan Richardson. I think they downshifted too quickly and they blew the engine because their car was on fire.
Oh dear!
You're going to get a wonderful replay of this. Is what a Honda looks like at a barbecue. Perfectly happy.
Well, it's summer. It's barbecue season, but oh dear, that's VTEC not kicking in. Sorry to see that for Richardson. Another drama for him there.
Yeah, that's not going any further. So he was down in about 10th place at the time. So dropped some serious points there. It's a shame, but more points for the guys behind as we see Nichols fighting. I think that must be Osborne. In that Rocket Cupra, up to 14th.
Move done, nicely so. 14 laps in the book, 15 to go. So now's the right time to be making some overtakes and gaining some positions. Nice pass there from the King's driver, but the Cupra is not done. It's definitely having a good look around, dancing around in the mirrors, just causing Jack a little bit of extra work to do there, just keeping an eye on where his rival is, but nothing doing into tower this time around. And these two scrap. Martha Allington not far behind either in that Soul now Toyota. All to play for the final points playing position.
I think one worth keeping an eye on, 2 laps to go, is Luke Mitchell versus Herlock. Herlock is going backwards. I think it's probably pushed those medium tyres too much. And Mitchell is catching up. So that'll be worth keeping an eye on these last couple of laps.
Well. So we wondered, theorised, speculated that the tyres were going to be a factor. Didn't seem to be the case in the first race, but perhaps Herlock has used too much of them and is now paying the price. Allington now up into 15th place. I think I saw a little bit of action going on between the Cupra and the Ford Focus. It looks like Allington is going to make the most of this one. On the boost over the start-finish line, and looks like the Cupra is now up into 14th place, taking back its 14th position.
Yeah, only one lap to hold it as well, so not long now. Can they hold on for that last point as they go through these corners for the last time on this lap? O'Leary looks like, famous last word, looks like with a nice 5-second gap. It shouldn't be too much as they come into the complex.
Indeed. It's one of those races where you do everything right, so you don't get to be seen all that much, but a lovely, well-executed race here from championship leader Thomas O'Leary. Comes home and will take race 2 this evening, crosses the start-finish line. A lovely hatful of points for the Richards & Co racing driver. He'll be followed home by Tom Stevens with an excellent result. And as the rest of the top 5 come home, here comes Scott Mitchell-Marm, a fantastic result on the hard tyre. Complete role reversal in his car and his handling of it, I'm sure, but 6th place for him, first hard tyre finisher. Scrapping all the way to the very end. Looks like we've got a drag race here between 10th and 11th place, I think that is. And I think Chris Butcher has come home 10th there between him and Mitch Marie.
Than everyone else. There's a fight for the last point, though. Or the last couple of points. Osborne versus Allington. Who's going to get it? It is Osborne that gets 14th, Allington 15th, and Nichols in 16th.
Everyone on the boost there right at the end. Say, it doesn't matter if it's only for 1 point. Hard, fast, fair racing all the way. Got Samuel Damon here in the, I think that's a Honda Civic, isn't it? For 93 Racing, rounding the hairpin, coming across the start-finish line. Now we just wait for any other final runners and riders. I think that was it.
Yep. I think we started with 29, we finished with 20, so we are slowly losing more cars each race, which makes me slightly worried for lap 1, race 3.
Yes, it looks like the mechanics are going to have their work cut out, but let's run through the finishing order for now. Thomas O'Leary wins race 2 this evening, followed by Tom Stevens. Daniel Herlock rounding out our podium. Luke Mitchell for Powered by Loadout Racing finishes in 4th place. Callum Cripps in 5th. Scott Mitchell-Marm comes home in 6th place from pole position with Louis Neal, top independent, I believe, coming home in 7th. Ryan Elliott for RSR finishes in 8th place. Mitch Marie and Chris Butcher round out our top 10.
And then in 11th place is Fraser Hart with Matt Richards there in 12th, so a small chance of getting that reverse pole, which we'll shout about shortly. Emil Salberg in 13th, with Jordan Osborne in 14th. Marv Allington getting that last points paying position in 15th. Jack Nichols just missing out there in 16th. Oliver Rogers in 17th, and Ben Willis in 18th. Daniel Doman in 19th. Our last actual finisher was Alan Smith in 20th.
So then, as Phil said, a slightly higher rate of attrition. Mechanics are going to be busy, but Jordan Richardson, Cedar Wire, Aidan Carter, Archie Jardine, Joseph Herlock, Cameron Brewster, Callum Wilson, Matthew Williams, and Jack London, all non-finishers in that our second race of the evening. So yes, the rate of attrition going up, and well, the third race is normally a little more tasty with the grid being reversed. We'll bring you that reverse grid number very shortly. But yes, I think certainly the tyre stacks are claiming their victims, as they always do when we visit this circuit. But some great racing to be seeing up and down the order, even for the very last points paying positions.
Yeah, and we've still got another Racerville, which I'm kind of excited about and terrified. So we'll see how that one plays out very shortly. Hopefully, famous last words of the commentator, we won't have as long as a wait between this race and the next one. But it all depends on technical shenanigans, I think is the best way of describing it.
So yes, the technical gremlins have not been quite with us, but hopefully we've put them all to bed and they're all happy now. We'll see. But yes, if you're new to VMO, our third race we reverse from P6 to P12. We'll have a random number being drawn. Whoever finished in that position in our second race will be on pole position. So we're just waiting for that number to be drawn. I believe that Matt Richards was in 12th place. And I didn't quite catch who was in 6th, but there's a number of very quick drivers there who will not have a lot of ballast, who will have boost. And we've got our championship contenders right up the sharp end as well. So this is going to be an interesting one to see. We've seen with the likes of Cedo that it is possible to make progress and make passes. But when you've got the championship contenders in the mix, it's all the more difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be great fun to watch. And I think they finished 1st and 3rd, right? So they're not going to be too far apart. So yeah, we just need to see, waiting on that reverse grid number. But I'm sure kind of stuff going on at the moment. So seeing what the drivers are talking about, actually. I wonder who runs radar. Yeah, 9 cars though. I mean, so we've gone from 7. Was it 7 in race 1, 9 in race 2? So are we going to go for 11, or are we going to go for more or less or the same?
I'm going to say the same. I'm going to be an optimist. It's not going to get any worse.
It's not going to be better, but it's not going to say any worse. Cameraman's going for 8 to fill the gap. I reckon double figures. I don't know. I hope not. I hope we can show this league is responsible and respectable. But I still have nightmares. There is a screenshot I do have of that turn 1. Sorry, not turn 1. The first sector, those tyre barriers that everyone seemed to hit, and I was caught up in one of those crashes. And there's a picture which I could describe as a side-on of the circuit, cars going into the back of each other, and then a tyre randomly, like a spot the ball competition. There's a tyre randomly in the air.
Say, on my head. Hopefully not.
Yeah, exactly.
There's been a few more tyres flying, but we've had our reverse grid draw, and it's a high number. It's P10. I don't have to hand who that was, who will be starting on pole position. There we go, Chris Butcher in the loadout Ford Focus. So what you see on screen, ladies and gentlemen, reverse it, and that will be our starting order. And I think also another thing to call out here, just looking at my tyre sheet, kindly provided by our race director, Thomas O'Leary is on the hard tyre. So it's going to be
10th place and 1 lap of boost.
Yeah, it's going to be hard work for him. So is Mitch Marie, we're hearing as well.
That's going to be tricky, I think, to make places up unless everyone else gets their elbows out and flies off the circuit. We've kind of seemingly seen that those hard tyres don't give you that end of race benefit, and then you've only got 1 lap of boost, whereas everyone behind you will have 8 laps of boost. And we saw there with Mitchell Marm, if you've just not got the boost on this track where there's so many straight lines to kind of just fly by, you're just going to struggle. So yeah, this is going to be this setup. P10 is a nice number to set up very nicely for race 3.
Exactly, and just to add even more fun into the mixture, this race only 5 cars on that hard tyre. It is the least of any of the 3 races this evening. So if you're on that harder compound, I send you good luck, because it's, I think, going to be hard work given the previous races we've seen so far. So reverse grid, a few drivers on the slower, it seems, tyre. I think we're going to be in for a bit of fun here, Phil.
We are a bit of a late night drama, as they're just sorting out all the bits and bobs now. And we'll be going to the grid in a few minutes. What's your best result? Can you remember your best result here in touring cars?
Oh, gosh.
We've already decided that mine's nowhere, so...
I've definitely been on the podium here in the past. Not one, but I've definitely finished second a good few times. Forever the bridesmaid, but there we go.
Was that in Levorg back in the day?
Back in the day in my Subaru Levorg. Got a soft spot for... I don't know why. Estate racing cars. Like the Volvo, the Levorg, the Honda Civic, when they ran that in the BTCC.
Oh, no,
There's
not
something
that
quite
Civic
nice.
Estate.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know, there's something quite nice about a practical racing car. Go to the track, have 3 races, go and put the dog in the back, go home. It's fantastic.
That Estate Civic was a monstrosity. I mean, it only lasted 1 year, if I remember correctly. I think everyone hated it, including the drivers. So the fact it didn't last very long. But no, the Levorg I can get behind, but yeah, everything else, no. I mean, I'm the kind of person that looks at Subaru Pretzel and says, I really like the hatchback version, so I like my tiny cars, not my big Volvo tanks.
Hey, don't knock the Volvo tanks. If there was, oh gosh, I forget which year it was in the 90s, but the side impact protection on the Volvo Saloon, I think it was Oulton Park. Boy, oh boy, did that sell cars. Don't knock the Volvo safety now.
That is very true. I can't argue with that one. Yeah, none of that now. Much smaller cars now in touring cars. I suppose what is the biggest touring car right now? I'm guessing it'll be the BMW.
That's a very good question. I'm not sure.
Maybe the Affinity.
Yeah. So cameraman suggests the Hyundai, which yep, I could get on board with as well. Certainly the longer saloons. Lots of hatchbacks these days. Not a problem with that. But yeah, certainly not the body shape variety perhaps that we've once had in the real world. But that's okay. It's still great to have touring car as a discipline on the menu, as it were.
Yeah, I definitely, and obviously now with the relaxed rules of 2026, I'll be very interested to see what comes next. As you can now use chassis from cars that aren't even produced in the UK, as long as they are petrol and the manufacturer is based. It has got a car in the UK.
So you're saying there's a chance the Levorg can come back, Phil?
Technically, there is a chance the Levorg could return amongst a load of different vehicles. I mean, every now and then someone mentions that Range Rover that never happened, so you never know.
You never know. So, self-confessed Subaru fan and driver here, by the way. So, anything to bring the level back, I'm okay with that, or any Subaru back to motorsport in general. Super GT beat me still my beating heart. Anyway,
it's still going, isn't it? Yeah, and also doesn't it?
It is.
Also run at the ring as part of the Nürburgring 24.
They do, yes. WRX, which Subaru Technica International STI, they run for the 24 hours. So, yes. Not as much participation as perhaps they once had, which certainly growing up watching Imprezas going sideways in the forests, that's what I want to see again.
Yeah, I think we all do, and even Rally is looking at changing its rules to try and get more and more different manufacturers involved again. Like I said, one can dream.
One can dream. I tell you, so Kieran, lovely to still have you with us. The Vectra, that's a good shout for a pretty chunky car. It's true, big saloon. Certainly had presence, if nothing else.
Your favourite current touring car on the BTCC grid? grid.
You see, I'm
BMW. Does the cameraman? Hang on, I have to quickly ask the cameraman. Do they drive a BMW day to day? No, okay, never mind. That was too quick an answer there. It was a kind of okay. So what was yours, Twiggy?
I must admit, based purely on the drivetrain, I don't get on with front-wheel drive cars, particularly racing cars. It has to be the BMW.
See, my daily's a Ford Focus. Well, the family daily, I suppose, is a Ford Focus. Sadly, they don't do Suzuki Swift Sports in touring cars. But yeah, I'm a Focus person, which obviously is, at the moment with Napa, is very convenient, one could say.
Well, again, it's fantastic to see cars that you perhaps drive on the road, would recognise on the road, going racing. It's a fantastic formula and concept, and yeah, always has given some great racing. So, yeah, lovely to see variety of styles, shapes, manufacturers, and as alluded to, in the real world, some rule changes coming, and I'm sure we'll see those represented in the virtual world before long. So, lovely stuff. Just seeing that we are now finally. Oh no! Well, there you go. I was just about to jinx myself and have just about to deal with the last of the technical gremlins, and one more has popped up. So yes, we'll have to keep chatting a bit longer, just to fill here a little bit longer.
Do I need to look at more questionnaires?
Quite possibly.
Let's hone in on O'Leary and Dan Herlock then. So. O'Leary's favourite track is Brands Hatch GP, which would be good for the end of the year, because they live near Brands Hatch. What did Herlock put? Where's Dan Herlock's responses? There we go. Oulton Park is their nearest one, but they like Thruxton and Castle Combe.
So good choices.
Yeah. I'm just seeing they both put they're aiming for the championship. One of the questions I put to the drivers was, what's your aim this season? And it was kind of a combination of finishing, points, podiums, wins, or championship, and you could select one. And yeah, they both put championship, so fair play to them. They knew where they were going to be. What are their heroes? Heroes is always a good one. Who's your racing hero?
Colin McRae.
Yep, I can work with that. And then, so what have we got? Oh, blimey. I think O'Leary's given me a list of drivers. Oh no, Herlock gave me a list. Herlock likes salted caramel though, but Herlock's put, blimey, this would be one hell of a table for an evening meal. Senna, Sutton, Shedden, Kenblock, Mansell, Hamilton.
That'd be a good dinner group.
That'd be a good dinner. And then O'Leary just put Plato. Which in itself would be a good dinner group when you think about it. So that'd be a brilliant table, wouldn't it? If you put Plato to them. You get some funny stories on that lot. And one hell of an after party.
No doubt. I was actually just thinking, if we can believe it or not, we're about to start race 15 of 30. We are well and truly coming up to our halfway mark in the calendar. Interesting to see a few drivers definitely on trajectory for where they thought they would be. But I think also fair to say a few standout stars, some good racing, up and down the grid. I mean, I'd point at, for example, Jordan Richardson. Great championship so far. A few unfortunate issues this evening, but wins leading, I believe, the independents at the moment. So certainly, I think a rising star and one to watch for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Richardson came into this evening with 20 points ahead of Cedo. Now, obviously, Cedo got nothing actually in the end of the first two races. Obviously, wasn't here for the first one, and Jordan got some. So extended their lead so far. The other driver on 57 is then Aidan Carter, which also has had issues. So I think the Challenge Cup is going to be close. Louis Neal is the independent fighting Jordan, and is 40 points behind coming into this one. So definitely not over, but Jordan will probably be now running the numbers when looking at some of these overtakes and seeing where his rivals are.
Indeed. And I think this is going to be, as we run down the stretch, that racecraft mentality, Alan Prost-like professor, do I need to defend this or not? Banking all of those points in the bag, we will see how our drivers do. Halfway done, but still halfway to go. Anything can still happen.
Interesting tidbits of information we can get from the constructors is the interesting one as well. Interesting. 53 points splitting Richardson Co from Drake. Obviously, Drake's not had the best of evenings, so that may extend. But second to fifth in the constructors coming into this was split by only 29 points. So, and RSR has been doing pretty well this evening. So I reckon they've probably jumped to second in the constructors after all of this. So that'll be a fun one to see if they can solidify second in the constructors a bit more. I think Richardson Co Racing, as long as they don't make too many mistakes, should have the constructors. But as you said, halfway through, there's still loads of points on the table and loads of things to happen. So, let's wait and see as they are going to grid. So I think we may actually have a formation lap.
There we go. Right, let's run through our runners and riders for this, our third and final race of the evening. On pole position, we have Chris Butcher in his Ford Focus. He's followed by Mitch Marie in a Ford Focus as well. We then have Ryan Elliott for RSR, followed by Louis Neal, starting in P4. Scott Mitchell-Marm starts P5. Let's see how he can do now he's got a light and quick car again. Callum Cripps will be starting in P6, with Luke Mitchell starting P7. You then have Herlock in his RSR, followed by Tom Stevens, and rounding out our top 10, our Race 2 winner, Tom O'Leary.
Is Fraser Hart with Matt Richards in P12. Emil Selberg, in 13th, with Jordan Osborne in 14th. Martha Allington looking to hope progress from 15th place on the grid, with Jack Nichols in 16th. Oliver Rogers in 17th, with Ben Willis in 18th. And then row 10, it's Samuel Dowman and Alan Smith. And then we've got Jordan Richardson in 21st, hoping to get some points to solidify that independence. Cedo Wire, after making all those places, only to shove it in a tyre barrier, starting 22nd. Aidan Carter, 23rd. Joseph Herlock, 24th. Then it's Callum Wilson, 25th. Matthew Williams, 26th. And Jack London, 27th. There are a few drivers at the back there that are quick. Cedo, Aidan, Joseph, Callum, and Jordan even. That'll be a fun bundle to watch. See how many points they can get. See if they work together or not.
Exactly. And I think also just another factor as well, which pleases my OCD mind, an interesting striping of medium and hard tyre runners throughout the top 6. Is that one side of the grid almost all with hard tyres? So we might see an interesting launch off the line here, certainly amongst our top 6 drivers.
Yep, and it's so the first to third are front wheel drive. It's Louis Neal in 4th with hards though. So yep, it's going to be a sit back and enjoy this final race of the evening.
Indeed. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us. We are now gridded and ready to go for our third and final race of the evening. We wait for the lights. And it's quick, and we are off. Pretty even looking start to me between the Ford Focuses at the front, and we're starting to get 2 or 3 wide further behind. Got a bad start from Elliott as they dive into turn 1 for the first time, running 2x2 through the Hawthorne turn, and still side by side as they exit into the chicane. Looks like we've got Elliott taking the escape road as a Kings goes off the road, and catches back.
It's tagged Herlock. That's bad news for the championship. Good news for O'Leary, but he's tagged and probably taken a few vehicles with them. The Alpha is pretty ugly at the back going into Tower, so we'll just focus pictures on here for a second as O'Leary in 6th is fighting Mitchell there in 7th.
So as they run their way through the Jim Clark Essids, just hearing it's absolute bedlam on the exit of the chicane there on lap 1. We might be able to get a replay for that one, but it sounds like multiple cars involved. Butcher leads from Marie and Neil, 2 hard runners there as Butcher, perfect start to his race so far as he enters the complex for the first time this evening. A few cars just having a look. Yeah, we've got a few cars losing double-digit positions. Another yellow flag in Sector 2. As we've got Luke Mitchell here looking up to the inside of a BMW.
Yes, we do indeed. Just seeing, we've had 3 DNFs already, sadly, but this is good news for Butcher. There's a hard tyre Marie behind them, so hopefully he can make a bit of a gap, and then hope that everyone else here can just fight with each other, really, and give them a room to breathe. And they've all got 8 laps of boost to use, so yeah, it's O'Leary. Good news is that your main rival is out. The bad news is you've only got 1 lap of boost, and when do you use it?
That is the question indeed. Looks like Elliott there has made a position. He's got past Louis Neal. He's up into 3rd place. And it looks like we've got a very big move. Luke Mitchell there on O'Leary on his hard tyres, still hanging in there. And we've got, is that Matt Richards just behind in the Drake Civic, recovering some points as well. So looks like we've got a few drivers definitely wanting to get on with it in the 3rd race. Let's see how they get on. Yeah,
but just like I say, making a nice 2-second gap so far, and the whole group of them. I don't know if there's a cork in the bottle. It's just the way they've all laid out at the moment. As we get a replay here of it's Herlock here. So there's a bit of fighting behind going on. So then Herlock goes off. It's just Scott Mitchell just kind of loses it himself, and then just kind of tags one, and then kind of just absolute bedlam, I imagine, because there's now people on the grass. And then they just can't slow down going into Tower as we got a car round. Luke Mitchell needs to be careful. We've just about got away with that, I think. Was kind of in a bad position anyway, so not quite sure how they've been spun, but they're back on the track, but down in 21st.
Yeah, not quite sure how he got there, as you say, Phil, but not ideal rejoining, but what more can you do there? So, yes, hugely unlucky there for Herlock, just wrong place, wrong time. Mentioned in the first race how hard it is to catch a car when it goes wide there at the chicane, and unfortunately Mitchell Malm there just not able to quite gather up his Ford Focus and caught a car on the way. So yes, pity to lose Herlock there. Absolutely ideal for O'Leary, but he still has to finish and bring home his 5th place and bag full of points. As there was a calamity off there down at the bottom of Tower.
Missed that. Yep, that was Oliver Rogers, who sadly is also retired and become already our 5th retirement in 3 laps.
Oh boy, the mechanics, bless them, they've worked hard, they've got all the cars out there, but they're coming back as quickly as they can fix them. It's that kind of an evening here at Croft tonight.
It is indeed, yeah, it's kind of contact down into Tower. That was them out as we're looking at Matt Richards and a whole gaggle of cars, and I don't know if it's defending on the inside, attacking on the inside, but they are going 2x2 and just about, oh dear, that's going to send, one was backing out for the other, and Richards didn't really back out for that at all.
Yeah, a bit hard. I think there was perhaps a little bit of contact, I think, with the BMW ahead and Concertina, and where do you go? That's a bit tricky. We'll have to see what happens there, but never good to see cars going round through contact. But there we go. That is racing sometimes. Chris Butcher, he's racing. He has the fastest lap, and he has a 3.7 second gap after 4 laps. Absolutely powering his way ahead. No boost being used. Mitch Murray in second place, holding on strong with his hard tyres, with Ryan Elliott in third. Starting to settle down now here in our third race. Callum Cripps here in fourth for Brabham in his Honda Civic, giving chase to Elliott in the RSR.
He is indeed. It's the 8th to kind of 12th is the kind of close group of cars, but 8th and 9th is now Jack Nichols and Emil Salberg. So this is a replay of lap 1. So this is O'Leary's view of everything going on. So a little bit of cars fighting there, but they're just about getting away with it. And then we're going to come through, miss those tyre barriers, and then there's a car off there. And then, whoa, look at that, just parts ways and gets through. Oh, and then in doing so causes another accident. So that's a bit of a shame. That's going to be one for the stewards later, because one could argue they weren't really lifting for yellows if they were going that speed and taking another car out. But that is one for the stewards room later.
Pandemonium as they left the first sector on lap 1. Say race 3, you can get a bit of drama, and we've well and truly had it in Act 1. Let's see how Act 2 goes. Martha Allington having a good run here, though, in the third race, up to 9th position. And well and truly calling Emil Salberg a lot of trouble, running through the exit there of the chicane down this long drag towards the Tower Bend. That's, like I say, lone now Toyota Corolla. Well and truly mixing it in the top 10 in the third race of the evening.
Yeah, we're definitely able to, as Butcher is up to 4.7 seconds ahead of Mitch Murray. I think, yeah, these hard tyres, Mitch can't just keep up, and it's giving, Chris just has to keep hitting all his apexes and exits, and so far so good, but still 10 laps to go, so nowhere near over, as this little group of cars also would like to try and make up that gap, but currently just fighting with each other instead.
I'd be keeping an eye on the likes of Richards, Nichols, Salberg, all on those medium tyres with 10 laps to go. They've got a couple of cars ahead of them on the hards, so we'll have to see if they come together, concertina together as the race goes on. And we've got Mitch Murray here holding on to that second place, but he has now got Ryan Elliott for close company with his medium tyres as well. So Croft, the circuit, it is lots of technicality. You start scrapping, you hemorrhage lap time. So Chris Butcher will be looking in his rearview mirror, I'm sure, very happy with what he's seeing, and we could have a real train here of 6+ cars for second place before long.
Yeah, using a little bit of boost here though, Elliott. So we're going to look at the inside into Tower, and it said, yep, I'm going to have a go now, and has got it. So nice move there up to second place.
Yes, indeed. Nicely done on the brakes. Kept his momentum, didn't go deep. Now he can focus eyes forward and trying to dig into this 5.3 second lead that Chris Butcher has built for himself. We'll have to see how Mitch Murray does. Oh, a little bit deep into Sonny in. That's going to compromise him. And here comes Cripps up the inside of Sonny out. And a little bit of running wide. And, well, 1 becomes 2, becomes 3. A few more places lost there for Mitch Murray.
Yep, those hard tyres, not really getting any benefit out of them at the moment, and it's that Sunny in, Sunny out, that flow. If you miss one, you usually mess up the other, and obviously having to run side by side, as Mitch Murray's gone very wide there, and feels like given the place there to Richards up to 5th. Not quite sure what happened there, but anyway.
Dirt on the tyres, perhaps, a little bit less grip than it was expected, maybe, but yeah, certainly seemed very compliant, didn't it?
Yep, I think maybe a case now of trying to keep up with these guys and just kind of hold on to that gap. A bit of a gap there to Nichols in 7th, so just kind of hold on at that point.
So Dan Herlock continues. He's not out of this one. He is in 17th place, couple places away from points. Every point matters, but he's got a bit of a job to do here to get past 16th place. I believe that is Alan Smith. Thank you, cameraman extraordinaire, for confirming that. Running through the chicane. He's got BMW for close company, though, so attack may have to come defence as they run down towards Tower. That BMW definitely all over the back. Is that Carter there having a look? Nothing doing this time into Tower. Meanwhile, that Hyundai just starts to scamper up the road, and a King's car starting to buy into this as well.
Yeah, I was just looking at the gap to 3rd place from these guys. It's only a couple of seconds, so it's not far from points. You see it in some of these shots, actually. Not far from points, but it's going to be difficult, especially with the likes of, Carter, Scott Mitchell-Mann right behind. Oh, as someone's going on a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, that looks like a little bit of Drake Unlimited Motorsport cooperation, but not in the way that Unlimited Motorsport would quite like it, into the complex there. We'll have to see what the stewards make of that one, but Drake and Ben Willis there carries on as they were scrapping over 12th and 13th place.
Yeah, so who's got that last place? Dan Herlock is now in the last points paying position with those cars going off up to 15th. So ahead of Alan Smith now. The next up is, Samuel Dalman only a second ahead. So some decent points, a couple of points available, better than nothing, because there's a gaggle of cars here, 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Indeed. Just to call out as well, in 20th place we have Wilson, who's got the fastest lap of the race. It's been that kind of a race, so for Callum Wilson, it's getting a bonus point there. But yes, O'Leary under pressure from Richards while trying to exert pressure on Cripps. Anything could happen, it probably will, as more yellow flags ring out around the racetrack. Fighting going up and down the field. As I think we've just had another retirement. I think that was Osborne.
It was indeed. I'm watching. I think they just parked it up, and from what I can see, they had no rear wing, so no idea where they. I think they lost that in that clip we saw with Ben Willis. So that'll explain the. They just kind of parked it in the end.
So that is a pity, and also just to mention, actually, good for Herlock to keep running. It could have been very easy to just park up the car, give up, but now he's got himself up into the points playing positions, and you never know. Come the end of the championship, every point may well and truly count, and you could point at just carrying on and never giving up. Could be all the difference. Scrapping here between Richardson and Neal, going through the Hawthorne complex here, exiting to the chicane. Richardson coming out the victor this time around. Here comes Herlock. He's not done. He's got 15th place. He's now well and truly looking at 14th place here as he now runs through the chicane down towards Tower.
Yeah, if he can get past Downman, it's then a 7-second gap to 13th, so that's going to prove difficult afterwards. But 2 points is better than 1, so we'll be doing their best to see if they can get through. That was a bit of contact at the back, and that's Carter going round now and down a few positions. It's a shame.
So it looks like he's recovering. Tricky on the grass, not very grippy. Can always get into that embarrassing situation if you start trying to get away and the car just spins more, but I'm sure he'll recover and be on his way before long. Callum Cripps on the hard tyres is still hanging in there in 3rd place, although he's definitely got more and more attention from O'Leary behind. Richards not far behind either, so still all to play for. 10 laps in the books. Ooh, running a bit wide through Clervaux there over the gravel, gets away with that one. But yes, these top few positions, Elliott, Cripps, O'Leary, Richards, only just a few seconds covering those. Anything could happen between them. So Alan Smith here for Craven Racing. He's having a look at the back of one of the King's cars there, one of the King's Focuses for 17th and 16th place. It's Mitchell Marm, not having an ideal 3rd race, unfortunately, for the King's driver, who so wonderfully and dominantly won the 1st race of this evening. But it's good to see the Craven driver keeping up and running with the King's car there. We just returned to the front of the field. We've got Matt Richards now, one of the drivers who has the luxury of the medium tyre, well and truly getting in amongst these hard tyre runners of O'Leary and Cripps. I think it's going to be a matter of when he will have a look. Looks like those BMWs, though, are getting good exits off of the slow corners, the hairpins there, and he is going to have to come up with something a bit different. Cripps, of course, equal machinery, Honda Civic, but of course, different team, different setup. We'll have to see how they deal and duke it out. Chris Butcher, we haven't mentioned him, but there he is. He's still circulating, still building his gap. Just used a little bit of boost, I think, for the first time this race. So having a lovely, if you will, Sunday afternoon drive exiting Tower, just minding his own business. His gap now up to 6.2 seconds. it's one of those races where you don't get to stress too much. Just enjoy the drive. And Croft is one of those great circuits to drive on. So I'm sure Chris is enjoying himself out there this evening.
The teams racing are still running nice side by side in 7th and 8th there, so I'm sure there's a little bit of rear gunner action going on as that's 9th place Hart, as Matt Richards looking on the inside of Cripps, now the outside into the complex.
Yes, indeed. I was kind of mentioning, it's going to be a matter of when, not if. It looks like Richards using that extra grip that he has to go around the outside of the first part of the complex. Can he cover off the inside? Not quite. Cripps has got the undercut, but now Richards has the inside. It's going to be hard work to try and run around the outside of there. Cripps thinks better of it. Richards up to 3rd place, 2 places on this lap.
Yeah, he's doing all right, isn't it? Nice little podium there going on, and a gaggle of cars. Butcher's got a nice 6.5 second gap to Elliott. He's got a couple of seconds to Richards, and then it's Richards and friends basically. O'Leary's I feel like O'Leary's is kind of hiding in the pack with that only 1 lap of boost to use, as people like Nichols and co can use now boost every lap. So they'll be trying to make a couple of places up before the end of this race.
But let's not forget, okay, there may be some other drivers who've made more positions, but O'Leary started 10th, 1 lap of boost, the hard tyres. I'd say probably the hardest situation of the strategies there, as well as the weight. He's kept his nose clean, and he's still running, and he's going to be taking a good score of points. So while it might not be the most exciting race, it certainly is a good race from a championship point of view. But speaking of a good race, look at all of these Ford Focuses getting well amongst it. Got Mitch Marie, Jack Nichols and Emil Salberg, and I think Mitch just went a bit deep there into Sonny Yin and has now got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, definitely going to keep pushing them until the end of this race, for sure. There's a bit of a Ford Focus train going on here, and just trying to see what else is happening up and down the grid. Richardson, 21st to 11th isn't a bad run. Like Nichols actually done 16th to 7th. They've also done pretty good.
Yep.
What else is
There's
going
one
on
where there's a lot of attrition.
It definitely is. We've lost a lot of people. So 19th back. I think we've lost now. Have we lost 8 people? Yeah, 8 people. So cameraman's got it right so far. A couple of laps to go though. So we'll see. Oh, that's going wide. Is one of the Kings. They're just going to lose probably just 1 position, although they're coming back on side by side. Salberg is with that BMW. They may not lose anything out of this, but they'll be careful here for contact. Don't lean too hard on the Beamer. Get the power out on the exit. But I think the Beamer may have it. Andy wants to boost. They're all boosting. Works it evens itself out. And I think that was a little bit of a naughty cut, I feel, but they've held on to position.
Yeah, and I think the track cut may have just caught them out there, a little bit of brakes just to give the position up, which is fair racing. Good, obviously, to keep both cars pointing the right direction. But yeah, a bit of gas did not quite work out there for Salberg this time around. It's interesting, as you say, almost didn't really lose too much there, but it's worked its way out. But now we've got Martha Allington. She's going to now keep Emil very close to company, as I think that was a pass Nichols on Marie. Has he got that one done? It looks like it, but has the BMW been able to get a run here? Yes, it has.
Yeah, that's what happens. You dive down the inside for one, and then someone else can kind of join you and follow through effectively. Although it is still on the inside. Mitch Marie does well not to cause an issue there. Salberg's then going to have a look at the outside, which is very brave through here. Oh, and there's still hello. Martha says, well, if you're going to leave the door open, I'll quite happily walk through it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, friendship. I'll take that place from you. Thank you so much. Martha up into 9th place. And I fear perhaps a little bit of curse to the commentator, just looking at the gap between Elliott and Butcher. That's come down by a few seconds in the last lap or so. So hopefully no dramas coming up for our race leader, but his advantage has been chipped away a little bit over the last lap or so.
Yeah, it's interesting lines going through that. Yes, it's there from a couple of drivers in the last couple of laps. Hopefully they can keep it all together. Yeah, down to 3.8. I reckon that's Butcher just taking it easy. Don't go too silly, and just look after those tyres. 2 laps to go, and just kind of bring it home now. As they're not bringing it home with these guys. They're going to be punching various things out of each other to the checkered flag.
Technical term, I'm sure they will bring it home. As my goodness, are they going to try 3 right into the hairpin? That will be bold. Martha trying all the way around the outside, but I think they are still going, still level, up to 8th place, Martha. It's a drag race over the start-finish line, and I think she's going to have that one. Yes.
Yeah, indeed, as we go into the last lap, so no one can try that one. With that hairpin, I think it's going to get very spicy, as there's a little nudge there, but Salberg manages to hold on to it. As Bridgeton's a bit further back, so it's holding on for now. But last lap saloon as Cripps and O'Leary. Cripps has just been overtaken there by O'Leary, who's got his because O'Leary's got 1 lap of boost and has used it to get past Cripps on the last lap. Again, we talk about key positions, key fights at the end of the championship. That could be one as O'Leary goes up to 4th.
Absolutely right. Well, talking of key positions, well, winning the race is pretty handy. And Chris Butcher, it's again been a race where perhaps we've not seen the most of him, but he's done everything right. He's hit his marks, got everything properly there. Oh no, we've got Fraser Hart around. I think that's at Sunny Inn. But let's just talk to Chris. A lovely race from Chris. He's done it all right, and he is bringing home that race 3 win this evening. Round 15 goes to him in the Ford Focus powered by Loadout Racing. Ryan Elliott will come home in 2nd place, and Matt Richards closely will follow him behind to round out our podium. But let's see, still scrapping here for P15. We've got Herlock in P14, so this is championship possible points up for grabs. Defensive into the hairpin. Wilson trying all the way around the outside. Is he going to be shown some racing room? Yes, he is, and no way that he can get the power down to get alongside that Astra. Ooh, frantic racing all the way down to the final points paying position. Samuel Dowman for 93 Racing in his Honda Civic, running in 18th place, I believe, our last runner and rider, making his way through the complex for the final time this evening.
Yeah, so that was indeed 8 drivers not finishing. So we may talk about that O'Leary pass coming into the season, getting those extra few points, 5th to 4th, but likewise Herlock getting a couple of points there could be important.
Absolutely, and I think the never give up attitude, you never know with these long championships, every point will matter. Sticking in it, running through, could make all the difference. But let's run through our race 3 final results. Chris Butcher has won race 3 this evening, followed by Ryan Elliott in 2nd, running out the podium. Matt Richards for Drake Racing in 3rd. Thomas O'Leary continues to score well, finishing in 4th place, followed home by Callum Cripps. Jack Nicholls for Kings comes home in 6th place, followed by Martha Allington in 7th. Mitch Marie on the hard tyres finished in 8th place, followed by Emil Salberg. Jordan Richardson rounds out our top 10 for race 3 this evening.
11th place there, Ben Willis, some points for Drake Racing, with Louis Neal in 12th. Fraser Hart in 13th, as we mentioned, Daniel Herlock in 14th. Callum Wilson in 15th, with Scott Mitchell-Marm in 16th. Alan Smith and Samuel Dowman are our final finishers, and then we start with the long list of DNFs, including the likes of Aidan Carter and Jordan Osborne in 19th and 20th.
Yeah, Matthew Williams, Luke Mitchell, Oliver Rogers, Cedar Wire, Jack London, Tom Stevens, and Joseph Holock round out our DNF finishers for this evening. 27 starters, only I think 18 finishers or so in that one. So our cameraman extraordinaire was right with 8 being the DNF number. Shame to see so many drivers not finish, but that is Croft sometimes. It is a challenging and technical circuit, and when you've got tyre walls that close, it is always going to be opportune moments to lose a wheel or two.
It's been very fun though, isn't it? It's been, yeah. I've never seen so many tyres flying up in separate goes, but most drivers made it through, and some decent points for a lot of them. Indeed,
it's. I say I love Croft. I think it's a great circuit to race on. We've seen some good racing tonight, some good use of the boost, some interesting tyre strategy, and I think the starts of our championship protagonists starting to make their mark, make their inroads, and there could be some moments in the races tonight we look back on and go, well, there was a defining moment. We'll have to wait and see. So, we mentioned we're halfway through, halfway to go though. So our next round will be in 2 weeks' time, the 10th of September at Snetterton on the 300 circuit. We'd love to see you there to join us for another round of TCUK action. Following that, we'll have Knockhill on the 24th, Donington GP layout on October the 8th, and then we'll have our final brace of rounds at Silverstone National and our grand finale at the Brands Hatch GP circuit on November the 5th. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, for bearing with our technical gremlins and issues. We appreciate it hugely. And as mentioned, if you're interested in finding out more about virtual motorsport online, feel free to look us up on various social media platforms as well as our Discord server. We'd love to see you on the grid in a future competition. For this evening, though, on behalf of myself, Tom and Phil, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time at Snetterton.